Yeah.
I don't know where anything's saved.
Well, what if they were to point out where all this stuff is?
Well, if I would have thought about it, I would have asked them. I can put it together. I didn't think about it.
I know. I didn't either. We're all right. I think you're just so mad at Tom Watson that you just can't see.
He's got me flustered now.
Yeah.
Get this mother off the field.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at tmastl.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to tmastl.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Freeze like a cryogenic lab. Yeah.
I would have studied up more on Vaseline had I known that would have been a...
I don't like how the rich people get preferential treatment.
Yeah, I saw a grandpa at Circus Flora. He was a listener, so he looked pretty cool.
A first segment conversation.
You masturbate with Hawaiian Tropic, bro?
What?
Sunscreen?
So vivid, and yet so refreshing.
It's oil.
It was a healthy dollop.
Who's Ned Reynolds?
Now, somebody at the member
Super happy
guest
for
was... he couldn't stop talking to me about Riley Reid.
Huh?
If they gave out an award to a member guest for best dressed, I'd have won that.
Walruses are encouraged to bring gentlemen lovers, preferably tops.
I'm good at what I do. Well, don't think.
So you were in the locker room? Did you shower with the fellas?
You've trained your prostate to milk itself.
You can even go against the grain and not nick the main vein.
Huh?
Would you rather have length or girth, Doug?
I don't think they're going just to visit Greg Norman. And whatever he's packing. Jen.
She'd put her fingers in her dimples. Yeah. So there's that. No Hoosier would wear what I'm wearing.
Huh?
I can't do Tim's play-by-play. Tim is great at play-by-play on our matches. You can shut your trap. We have normal handicaps. Oh, digger.
We had our Westboro member guest, and I know that was a little more prestigious than what you just competed in.
What was that?
Can we get back to people riding Iggy's penis?
I don't know.
What in the world is that about?
Huh?
That was Iggy's Drops of the Week.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. It's no secret that in today's market, buying a home can be a daunting task. Inventory is near record lows, and home prices are still near record highs. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we are here to help. We have loan programs for almost everyone, and with our 10-day closing guarantee, your offer is sure to stand out. If you're even considering buying a home, let's talk. It all starts now at thehomeloanexpert.com. NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I am here with a wonderful sponsor of TMA, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And this is something that I experienced, as a matter of fact, years ago. If you get a call from an insurance agency, if you were in an accident, they are not necessarily working on your side. Isn't that right?
Yeah, Tim. I mean, in almost every case, there's going to be an insurance company involved. You know, they typically insure whoever caused the injuries to you by the person or the business that caused it. And unfortunately, from the moment your case case begins, the insurance company is actually working against you, trying to minimize their payout. You might get a call from like somebody who seems like to be a really nice person who's just trying to see how you're doing, but their goal is actually to get some information out of you to turn around and use it later to show that you're not as hurt as you actually are. Insurance companies have specialized systems and thousands of workers who follow a playbook to pay you as little money as possible when you're hurt. This is Doug Biggs, and my injury law firm hates insurance companies and their deceitful tactics, and we'll make a fair fight out of it. Visit our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
Good morning, St. Louis. You're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Where's Tim?
There it is.
What? Where is he?
Sleeping in today, maybe.
Where's Tim?
He's on vacation. He'll hop on whenever he wants to. He'll hop on, do a little of the presentation, hop off. God bless. He's enjoying time in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And so we'll talk to him soon. But until then, we have Douglas Elvin Vaughn to my right. Across the dais, Darren the Plowhawk Atkins strapped with a strawberry Go-Gurt, an offshoot of Go-Gurt.
Yeah, they call them moo tubes.
Which
I actually think I like this name better than Go-Gurt.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, you ever throw that bad boy in the freezer? Sure. You ever put that in the freezer?
No, I haven't yet.
Ooh, it's a good play. Frozen Go-Gurt's delicious.
We do is we have these little like dog tray, like ice cube things that you can put yogurt in them, freeze them, and they're little dog treats. Little yogurt frozen dog treat for the old pups.
Oh, really?
Isn't that adorable?
They feel like they're eating ice cream.
Yeah, right? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
It's adorable. To my left, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Brentwood Hall of Famer, by the way. In my studio until 8:30, we have KG in O-Town. He's kind enough to move his schedule around. He's going to be here with us for about an hour and a half. Appreciate KG in O-Town as always. I'm Action Jackson. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. This is the Munganast 7 o'clock hour. Listeners cycle on, cycle off. Tim will be on eventually. He'll hop on.
Will he?
Yeah, we'll talk it over.
Maybe he hung out with Quinn and Chris last night. Maybe went to that restaurant there.
What was the name of that restaurant again?
I forgot. Black Pony, maybe?
He was going to drive for an hour or so to hang out with people that you knew.
What's up with my camera?
It's like 20 minutes.
Oh, well, the camera.
Oh, come on, Plowsy. What's wrong with you two?
You want to get a cam shot? You got this, Plowhawk? I have faith in you.
I see your head.
Okay.
I see my head, but it's really messed up. Camera.
Raise your chair.
No. Let's get the camera right.
So maybe Tim's still on the boat.
No, not that one.
Tim is not still on that boat. He would not have driven an hour or more to see people he didn't know.
If you could hang out on a boat, have some cocktails out on the water.
With people he didn't know?
I would.
Oh, you would not.
Yeah, if I got to see him first.
You're that desperate for a boat ride that you'd get on a boat with just anybody just to get on a boat?
I like the water. I've met some couple and, saw them on Facebook and they sent me a message and I said, yeah, I'll come over.
There we go, Plow. Plow just fixed my camera. No, I think that's perfect. Attaboy, Plowsy. Thank you.
I can do things.
Absolutely.
I did things.
Absolutely.
Well, while you were doing that, Iggy hinted that there was a couple trying to lure him into swinging on Facebook.
Really?
No, I didn't say that.
Not on the fan
You asked me
page.
would I go on a boat with somebody I didn't know.
But you said a couple asked you to go on a boat.
No, I said if a couple.
If they did.
And I'd seen him on Facebook and we maybe exchanged some messages, but I'm sure Tim trusts my judgment that I say they're cool people.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure he would. There's not a chance in hell that he would drive more than an hour to go visit people he's never seen or met before.
I'm just trying to throw out content. Maybe that's where he is.
Okay.
No, it could be, but we'll wait and see. He'll be on eventually. Get involved in the program. Text in the EDF Group text inbox. That's 314-881-TMA5. You can also call in 636-9004-TMA, and we can do a press conference Friday. I'd love to take some calls. So,
well, what's pressing?
What isn't, really? The Cardinals take on the Nationals tonight. I know that's going to get people fired up.
Oh, it will. It'll bring doctors and their significant others down here to try to swing.
And their curious fingers at that.
Start of a remarkable and historic second-half comeback for the Redbirds.
Yeah, we'll remember this day, July 14th, as the day the Cardinals turned it around and started the quest for 12 and 23.
Well, I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
I think I read on the Cardinal 24/7 fan page,
which is the bastion of information when it comes to
creme de la
Major League
creme.
Baseball.
I wouldn't say that. I do like the moderator of the page, the creator of the page. Other than that, it's kind of a cesspool. No, it is not. No, it kind of looks like
Who's the moderator?
Nonetheless, it said they need to have a 72% win percentage to get to 90. And you feel like 90 is probably going to win the division? Right, don't you think? Maybe
might not take that much.
the Reds may falter a little bit. You can have those teams kind of beat up on each other.
I would say to be safe, 88 to 90 wins should do it.
Is this team going to win 72% of the games down the stretch?
No.
At the very least.
Highly doubt it.
I mean, the best team in the league, the best team in baseball, doesn't win 72% of its games.
And the best teams in baseball don't have the best fans.
Oh, yeah.
That's
right, and so many of them play for the money.
Right.
And our guys don't. And it really helps in September when you look back on all those losses you had earlier and realize how much they help.
When you see Jordan Hicks fire the baseball 10 feet above Paul Goldschmidt's head, you think about that in September and you go, okay, we're not going to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, we know not to do that now.
We're learning.
Name of that place is the Black Sheep.
What's this now?
We couldn't remember the name of the restaurant that they went to last night.
Oh,
Quentin and Chris.
that was the one.
The Black Sheep.
Doug, if you think the National League Central is bad, you have the Reds at 50 and 41 with first place. 49 and 42 are the Brewers. They're one game back. The Cardinals, of course, 11 and a half games back, sitting at 38 and 52.
Yeah.
But you look across to the junior circuit.
Don't say that. Don't say senior circuit. It just doesn't matter. It's just so immaterial.
Well, I say it. And when you look over to the junior circuit in the central division of the junior circuit, the Guardians at 45 and 45 hold first place by a half game over the Twins, or one game below 500.
Well, that happens from time to time. Yeah. Divisions get good, divisions get bad. Ah, yes, divisions.
What about spring training? Spring training, if you're in Arizona, you call it the Cactus League.
Right.
If you're in Florida, you call it the Grapefruit League.
Indeed.
When I think of Florida, I don't think of grapefruit.
Yeah.
I think of oranges.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
What about the swinging league?
the Villages League.
Ocean, palm trees.
Can you imagine having the Village patch on your spring training?
Upside down pineapple.
Yeah.
They should call it the Pineapple
Man,
League.
they're really missing on some marketing opportunities here.
I know that people in the Villages were upset at all the rain. They complained to their golf course that the golf course was getting too wet.
It's
like, what is the golf course going to do with the rain?
Build a dome.
Yeah, the
People in
Villages.
the villages in Florida.
Yeah, they have their own golf course at the Villages.
Right, they have probably more than one.
Yeah, but at the time they had one. But now they've built a few more because it's it's a city now. It used to just be a little community.
Yeah.
Now it's a city. But they had a lot of rain, and they bitched at the golf course that it's getting too wet out here. And what's the golf course supposed to do?
I don't know.
Unless they don't have an irrigation system and they want it to drink.
Who complained about it?
The people that belong to the club, the Villages.
Was there improper draining or something?
Village swingers. I don't know. Maybe they're upset with the irrigation or it's not draining well. I don't know. But they went and they complained to the golf course.
All right.
That was a big deal on the news for some reason.
Just recently?
I saw it on Facebook. It says Villages in an uproar over their wet golf course.
Well, when it rains, you get wet, Doug.
Yeah.
You guys should get Post Malone on the show. It's from the Birthday Hawk. Yeah, Post Malone's in town tonight. I think he's playing the amphitheater.
You guys going?
No, I went to his show last fall.
When he fell?
Yeah, at Enterprise Center. It was a great show.
He fell off the stage?
There was a hole in the stage where they usually send up the microphone stand and like a stool when he does like an acoustic part of his show.
Yeah.
And they left that #hole open.
Oh, no.
And he didn't see it and fell right through and landed on his ribs.
Ow.
And cracked a couple of ribs. But still finished the show.
The show continued?
It took about a 10 to 15 minute pause as he received medical attention, but he came back out and finished the show, which was unbelievable because I think I might have shut it down. Because when you look at the video, it's like not only would it knock the wind out of you, but it literally like cracked ribs. So
Ow.
Yeah.
So Post Malone has been here twice in less than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get Stevie Nicks or Billy Joel or Bruce Springsteen or
Those people
Eagles.
are 80.
And this is St. Louis.
But they're big acts.
They certainly
we get
are.
Post Malone twice in a year.
He's a big act as well.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a hell of a guitar player.
He's currently, at the moment, probably much more relevant than some of the people you just named.
Well, relevant, but not a bigger name, I wouldn't think.
Well, in the general consciousness at the moment, I think he might be.
I mean, if Springsteen came here, he'd sell out.
Bruce Springsteen, that's a whole different story, but maybe Stevie Nicks, just because she was in a band for so long.
Yeah, in the scheme of things, if you look at Taylor Swift, she's probably going to, I think she'll probably gross $1 billion, I read, for this tour, 50 dates. Compared to, now she's doing stadiums, compared to The Cure, who just ended their North American tour.
We have to get more into this.
Just ended the North American tour, and they grossed $37 million.
Because people don't like The Cure as much.
No, it's just they're playing 18,000-seat arenas and selling out, not selling out 50,000 seat.
And the reason for that is that people don't like them as much.
Well, they sold out.
Okay, they sold out 18,000, not 80,000. That's the difference.
Well, I'm saying.
If they were as popular as Taylor Swift, they'd be playing the big
I didn't say they
stadiums.
weren't popular as Taylor Swift. I'm just talking about you can sell out a concert venue for 37 dates and gross $37 million. You can sell out stadiums with 50 dates and make $1 billion.
Well, there's not many.
And my point is, the average ticket price for a Taylor Swift concert is almost $300. Average ticket price.
Right, because she's
The Cure was about $50.
Right. Because The Cure isn't as popular. That's
Or
just how it
Taylor
works.
Swift doesn't really care about her fans, which is probably accurate too.
Well, they're all in it.
But I don't know. I don't necessarily think that she's in 100% charge of how much her tickets cost.
And she's not the only one either to have
is?
astronomical ticket
She
prices.
makes not her record label.
Well, she sees what the prices are. She can either say that's too expensive or bring them down. So The Cure did. They didn't go with the dynamic pricing. They said, we don't want any of our tickets over $100. Or $200 if you said, in the first 5 rows. But
why don't musicians just do, I think Queen Bee, Beyonce did this, find one person in Saudi Arabia willing to spend $100 million for 2 concerts a year for a 16-year-old birthday party. I would do that. Find somebody in the PIF.
Well, maybe they do try.
That's what I would do. I'd do 2 concerts a year,
but
privatize for
Saudi
$100
Arabian
million.
people probably are only interested in the people that they've heard of, which would be the very biggest stars.
No, I'm just saying if I am a big star, I think that's what I would do. I wouldn't do if I'm worth, Taylor Swift, what, $400 million? Probably.
Wouldn't that be concert washing?
Nice, Doug. But why would you do a 50 stadium tour? I know you love the atmosphere and the environment, but man, that's a lot to put through when you're already worth $500 million.
Yeah.
Well, they love what they're doing.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like baseball players that, they've made all the money they can. I've made $400 million in my career, but I want to play 2 more years because I love the game.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think you could, if you're a performer, you could really match the rush of walking out to a stadium of 50,000 people and they're all singing every lyric of your song. I think that probably gets pretty addictive.
And the hard work is not by the star. The hard work is, I'm sure, by the people who put the stages up and down and get the audio just right and the lighting just right.
And they do that with, if you have back-to-back concerts, she's flying, she gets on her private jet, she gets to the next stop in an hour and just in her hotel room. These guys are driving a bus. They get there at the wee hours of the morning, and they already have to start setting up the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 3 hours of singing, that would... Having to maintain your vocal cords during, one of those tours would be a grind, man. Because she does, apparently, 3 hours plus.
A lot of people lose it. Stevie Nicks lost her voice for a period of time. Waylon lost his voice for a period of time.
Yeah, I remember that.
He had to cancel 10 stops, I think.
Yeah. But for someone like Taylor Swift, she's done this almost her entire life.
Well, she's lip-syncing most of it anyway, so she saves her voice.
Damn.
Ooh, Gina.
That's a serious accusation.
Woo-wee.
There's a lot of voice tracking going on.
Yeah, Lady Gaga started that, I think.
Yeah, she's never...
Speaking of which,
she started at the Super Bowl.
Lady Gaga,
Super Bowl, especially.
Lady Gaga couldn't sell at the Dome. She is scared to play in St. Louis from the 618.
Yeah.
Well, she's not on tour, so she hasn't been on tour.
Long time.
Can't sell any tickets, I guess.
No, she's been doing movies.
Yeah.
She just finished The Joker.
Yeah.
The musical.
Yeah.
I want no part of your pursuit of Gaga.
From the 573, Metallica is playing 2 shows in St. Louis this year.
Yeah. Probably they'll both sell out. They're playing two different shows, too.
I think concerts are going to get better once the 60-year-old bands start to officially retire. I feel like they kind of clog...
Better for who?
They kind of clog the... for other bands and other artists looking to play bigger venues. These little farewell tours that they have every other year for these types of bands, I think once they're officially gone and kind of open up things for other bands with maybe a little bit better talent. No offense to Metallica, but, they're 45 years old. Be nice to get some fresh blood up in this city.
I think they're more than 45.
Probably.
Yeah. Plus 45 is not old.
No, I'm at 45 years in the business.
45, okay.
Like
gotcha,
that. Yeah, I know.
45 years of touring.
Yeah, like we how much more can you give?
Well, they'll come close to selling out Busch Stadium.
Oh, they will.
It's supply and demand, Plowsy. If people still go and pay their money, they'll keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if it's a band that people aren't interested in and people won't pay to see, then they're not going to sell out any venue.
Flats. Got news for you, Grandpa Grapefruit. The Cure wants everyone to believe they didn't want tickets to be over $100, when in fact, no one would have bought tickets for The Cure for over $30. Reverse psychology got you again. That's from the Wedding Tackle.
Oh, that makes no sense.
Yeah, they definitely spend $100 on The Cure tickets. There's a wait list of like 900 people, apparently, Iggy, or whatever it was.
Well, they sold out every venue they're at. Wouldn't it matter? There's people that would have spent $400, $500 to go see The Cure. They just don't gouge their fans. I don't know what your point is. You got me again.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
I paid $200 for both of mine.
And then didn't go.
I was expecting to pay more.
Oh, you did go.
Whatever they want to believe, Doug. I really don't care.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but they would have sold out if they charged $100, $200. I was expecting $200 for tickets. When the first thing I saw in section 300 was $50, I said, what? So I scrolled and I found in the section 100s for $100.
All right. And then met the gal there?
Well, I had to. I don't have Venmo, so I needed cash.
Yeah.
Metallica's at the Dome, not Busch Stadium. It's from Who's Your Daddy?
They'll sell at the Dome, too. Well, they won't
sell at the Dome.
They won't sell at the back. They'll come close to 50,000 each night.
Yeah, that's about right. I think Guns N' Roses is the one.
I hate concerts at the Dome. Stadium. It's just so hollow.
Oh, Doug, we have our first phone caller.
What?
And he's got a Cardinal question. It's the Shrewsbury seat sniffer, and he's on line 1.
He's sniffing seats. Hello, Shrewsy.
Morning, cuties. How you doing?
Oh, fine. You?
I'm good. I don't have too much time. I have a meeting at... What time is it now? I have a meeting at 7:30, so I just had a quick question.
All right, real fast.
It's actually not about the Cardinals. I just didn't know if you guys would let me through or not. But
right.
We screen our calls.
A very thorough vetting process.
I was wondering if you guys have had a similar experience. I'm going to ask the question, then I'll just hang up and listen. But I was looking through some old family pictures with my family the other day, and I have this great-grandfather who was like a mounted policeman, and he had a mustache. And overall, I was just wondering if you guys ever looked through like old pictures of like your... Sorry, the dog's barking. Of your male relatives and thought, man, if I'd been born like 100 years earlier, I would probably date that guy. That's
date that guy?
Yeah. So I got to go, but the dog's barking. I got to let him out. So that's just my question. I wanted to see what you guys thought.
Okay, fabulous question, Sniffer.
Very nice.
A lot to chew on there.
I have looked through old family pictures. I've got them all the way back to great-grandparents.
And you've never looked at them?
1800s.
Yeah, you never looked at them and said, my great-grandfather's kind of cute?
It didn't have that thought, no.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I never had the thought, but certainly an interesting thought exercise. Plowhawk, your thoughts?
I mean, I love looking back at old-timey photos. I kind of wish each era had its own struggles. Now, I'm not saying I would rather live back in that time period than what I'm currently at.
I surely would not.
But we also deal with our own struggles here as well.
Oh,
but yeah, I think looking back at the old-timey photos, I like 8 layers of clothing in the summer. When there's no actual summer gear, it was just...
It was very breathable.
Yeah. The garments needed to change.
Well, you don't really know what the weather was like today. The picture was taken, do you?
No, I'm just saying, in general, you typically don't see people in summer clothing.
No, people dress much better.
People dress
nicer.
Yeah, even if it's a thin garment, you're wearing long sleeves and 100% pants. I don't think guys wore shorts hardly ever.
Yeah.
My dad, when he go out, whether he go out to dinner with my mom or behind the bar, I posted a picture of my dad a few weeks ago, behind the bar at Charcoal House from I think Skip, I think probably early 70s. And he could dress. He would always go on with nice slacks. Nice.
He always wore slacks.
Well, I mean, nice slacks. He wasn't wearing these jeans, or he always had a nice pair of pants on. A nice press shirt with a tie. That's what he wore behind the bar. They told me a story one time. Earl Widman.
Earl Widman.
Widman. He owned
Widman.
Yeah, he owned Widman motorcycles.
Oh, sure.
Widman Harley Davidson. But he would sponsor my dad's bowling team. And they would go to Vegas every year and get a Winnebago, and they go to Vegas. And Earl told me your dad changed outfits 9 times in one day. Go out to dinner, outfit. Go to the casino, go up and change. Went bowling, changed. Went out here, changed. I mean, he changed like 9. But then in the summertime at home, he was the biggest Hoosier. He would barbecue with a pair of plaid shorts on, black socks, and no shirt.
Oh, black socks pulled up to the knees?
No, just, thigh
pair
high.
of wingtip shoes on?
To like the calf. And I'm thinking, God, for such a guy who's so well dressed, you look like such a Hoosier at home.
Oh.
What a great compliment to the pops.
No, I mean, I got a picture of him when he's barbecuing. He's got on a bucket hat, no shirt, and plaid shorts with black socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Because when you're home, you don't care. You're just going to be comfortable.
That's a look. Guys, I hope Shrewsbury Seat Sniffers meeting is with Shotgun. That's from the Ghost Triple.
Oh.
Damn.
We got another caller on the line. TMA Walrus number 1 is on line 3, and he's got a question about concerts. What's up, Walrus?
What's up, boys? How are you all today?
Oh, we're fine. You?
Pretty good, thank you. So my wife and I were talking about the price of concert tickets last night. Now, back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, she saw, Gwen Stefani, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, all those type bands. And she said the most she ever paid was $75 per ticket. And that's when you had to, get on the phone and call Ticketmaster or call the venue, all this kind of stuff. So I theorized...
That's still a lot of money for the early 2000s.
Right, yeah, no, I agree. But I theorize, though, that today you have, SeatGeek and stuff of all these second, third-party sellers. And so, like Doug was saying, supply and demand, and people can go to these other cities, fly, drive, whatever. So people are going to jack up those prices. I don't know what the regular price for, Taylor Swift tickets were, if you just got them the day of. But the only reason they're so high is just because people know someone's going to pay for that. So they jack it up. So I think it's a little skewed.
Yeah, but there are people that would love to go that can't afford it, who are really fans. And I'm not saying they're not fans and aren't going, but there are fans that can't. Like the girl I took to the concert in Chicago. She couldn't afford what they were charging on these outlets.
She was a gypsy woman.
She didn't get a ticket like I did. I had to go online, and I got one of the promo codes, so I got in line. She didn't get that. So she's going to SeatGeek and all these other ones, $400 or $500, $600, and she couldn't afford it. She really wanted to see him. That was her bucket list concert too, like mine. And she was so bummed she couldn't go, and she was so ecstatic when I said, "I'm just going to sell it to you for what I paid for it." So with the service fees, $140, whatever it was. But there's people that want to go that can't afford it.
Well, that happens with everything. There's people who want to go to the Super Bowl who can't afford it. Sorry. There's people who want to drive a Rolls Royce, can't afford it. Sorry. It just happens. That's our system.
Well, and I go back to when I first started going to concerts, probably early 70s. It wasn't unusual to go to the Kiel Auditorium and have a concert for $2.50.
Yeah.
I think I saw Queen for $5 back in the early 70s.
Yeah. I remember the days when the best seat in the house for a blues game was $8.
Yeah, down on the parquet.
Yeah, and we thought, well, I can't pay $8, so I'll pay $5 and sit halfway up in the nosebleed section. We actually had those thoughts. $8's too much. $5 is okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine something like that.
Yeah, that's how it was.
You can still get a Cardinal game for $5 still.
Yeah, if you work it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just go on StubHub last minute or SeatGeek. I can always get pretty cheap tickets.
You probably do that for a lot of artists too, concerts like that. If people just want to get rid of them 2 hours before the concert, they probably might give you a bargain.
Yeah.
In fact, speaking of Taylor Swift, last time she was in town, I think it was pre-pandemic, we wanted to go, and we found tickets for $100, 3-4 hours before, and I was like, oh, we should do it, but then I didn't. So I kind of regret it now because compared to what they are, there's no way we're going to be able to go see her.
Yeah.
another statement about the bobblehead?
Okay, one more statement, please.
Love it.
So it's really not that difficult. I've done it a few times. If there's something that we want, I drag my wife, she gets one, and then I sell the other one. But what you do is you add shipping into the total asking price. So it's not really anything out of pocket for you. And sometimes if you do it through eBay, they knock like $2 or $3 off. So say you charge $10 for shipping, you only pay like $7 for the shipping. So you get a couple extra bucks. But I always include that in the price. And all the times I sold anything from the Cardinals game, which, I mean, it's probably 10 times, I've always at least made up my ticket money and more. So if you play it right, it's not too difficult to do.
You're a smooth operator, fella.
Yeah, for real.
No, not really. It's just
You're keeping Mosaic safe, so good for you, Walrus.
Anything else? Anything else, TMA Walrus #1?
Well, thanks for everything you guys do. I appreciate it. I enjoy it. And Plowsy, I know you get a lot of slack about the skeleton, but I think you do a great job. I really appreciate all the drops and everything you do. So,
I appreciate it, Walrus. Needed that going into the weekend.
Thank you,
What
Wally.
a great call.
That was great.
One of my favorite ones we've had in a
Wally.
while.
Yeah.
These callers are absolutely brutal. I have a serious question here. Hey, Doug, have you ever snorted a fat mound of fire blow off a stripper's starfish before entering? If you haven't,
no.
get ready to live. That's
Doug,
when
if
you're
you could
recovering alcoholic.
if you could decipher half of that, you win the prize.
Yeah, I would have remembered it.
I have off of a
No.
boob,
Oh, yeah.
not a starfish.
Starfish.
You feel that was a miss?
Gosh.
No, the boob was fine.
Yes, that would suffice. I got last-minute Chappelle seats for 75% off 10 minutes before the show started. That's from my boy, Sweet Sweet Kai.
If you want to wait, till the last minute,
Right.
and then chance you may not get a ticket.
Sure. I was one of the olds who originally fought against the idea of losing the paper tickets and everything electronic, just because it seems more difficult and complicated at first. But boy, it sure does make it easy now
You
to
add
get
it to the
tickets at the
wallet?
last minute, to
Yeah.
transfer something electronically.
So much easier.
You
never
can
have,
you can sit at home a half hour before a game or a concert starts, score a ticket, and still get there.
Absolutely.
When that would have never been very possible to pull off years ago.
Put it on your Apple Wallet. No Wi-Fi needed.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
It's pretty easy. And think of the money that the teams save in printing cost of all those paper
Hundreds of
tickets.
millions of tickets a year are probably saved, right? Like with
Do you think that
sporting
translates?
events.
Hundreds of millions. I don't. Well,
Well, with
over
sporting
everything.
events, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sporting events, concerts. I mean, monster truck rallies. You're talking all these
Trees are
little-
saved.
I don't like it
Save
for the,
the
fact
trees.
that, and a lot of people feel the same way I do who go to a lot of concerts, is you like the stub. And it's not even a stub anymore, it's the whole ticket. They just scan it. But you like to save your tickets.
Yeah, well, now you take pictures.
No, you can actually go to the box office of anywhere you're at, and they will print you off a ticket.
Or can't you print off the ticket that's on your phone?
That one
go to
doesn't
your
look
home,
good.
Go to your home printer and print it off.
Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
No, it's just a scanning. It's just a code.
Iggy, I'm pretty
but
sure
that's the ticket. So that's what you would print.
if you go to like Will Call or the box office or customer service, whatever, somebody helps you out of the concert, they'll print you off a ticket. I've read that.
How can they do that if they don't have any tickets printed?
They do it for sporting events, like for big sporting events. They did it for LeBron breaking the record because they kind of inherently knew, so they printed out tickets in case people wanted them. Now, probably not for every event, but I know for major concerts and major sporting events, you'll have that option.
Yeah, I wouldn't think if I went to Paramore and scanned my ticket and went to the box office at
Probably not that
Enterprise.
one.
Hey, I want a ticket for Paramore. We don't have tickets. You got these, electronic tickets.
Well, if they
But I bet for
could,
Chappelle-
they might just print out one particular ticket. They might have a printer right there and say, "All right, here's a copy of your ticket."
Because you're already
Print it
in
out,
the
it'll come out in
stadium.
ticket form.
It doesn't matter if you get another ticket for the same event on that. I mean,
Right, you
you're
just
already
tell them
in
it's
the
for
event.
sentimental
Yeah.
value.
I don't think they keep 80,000 tickets there waiting just in case somebody comes and asks. But if one or two people ask, they probably have the ability to print out a ticket.
Because a ton of people like to do that and get them signed later, maybe at a card show or wherever their
Now,
favorite.
the pageant's still doing paper tickets.
Okay.
So if you go to a concert at the pageant, you get your ticket.
Okay.
Hey, Jackson, can you please explain the Len of the Plug situation one more time? It's all over my Twitter feed, and I'm so confused. It's from the 573. I'll try to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. Lena the Plug, porn star, Doug.
What's the name?
Lena the Plug.
Okay. Guy?
Female.
Oh, you'd figure if the name is the Plug, he's probably a guy. Right?
No, yeah, you'd think, but no. One of the Plug, female, just married to Adam 22.
No jumper.
Adam 22 of No Jumper interviews, hip hop artists. He's been doing this for like 10 years. He's built up a pretty nice little industry of interviewing hip hop artists. Those two they've been together for a while. They just recently got married.
Oh, that's fabulous.
While they were together, they were only sleeping with each other, except Adam, on one of the Plug show called Plug Talk, Doug.
Oh, brother.
Would interview a female porn star, and then they would have sex with that porn star after the interview.
That was just an ongoing
that was
thing?
that was their show. They got married in May or June. I think it was May.
The Plug and Adam.
The Plug and Adam. And then right after they got married, Lena had decided, I guess with Adam's blessing, haphazardly or not, that she was going to sleep with another gentleman on camera.
For her job as a
porn star,
okay.
which she hadn't been doing with male porn stars since they've been together. Then the video just came out of one of the Plug and her new co-star.
Okay.
And Adam 22 has been all on Twitter. He's kind of like, okay, it's fine now, and now he's getting dragged. He's been called a cuck many times.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, so that's the situation, if there's any confusion.
And we're supposed to be worried or concerned about this in some way?
No, it's just, it's internet fodder. It's Twitter fodder. But this gentleman, or lady, most likely a lady actually, asked me to explain the situation real quick, so that's it. So one of the Plug, the video of her sleeping with her new co-star just came out, and Adam 22 is once again being dragged.
Would you like to do a podcast yourself where you slept with everyone you interviewed?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Iggy podcast with that? You'd be slaying some monsters.
Pepperoncini reboot.
Yeah, Nina Hartley comes on, and then you and Plowhawk sleep.
I don't know if Madison will be on board depending on the paycheck that'll be written on these podcasts. But
Such a miss that sportscasters are no longer having sex with guests after Sports Sunday.
It really is.
From Tom Traven. Adam 22 can have either of my holes. It's from the total package.
Oh.
I saw Doug at the driving range last night. I had trouble swinging the club with a boner. It's from the Crystal City Clam
really?
Hammer.
You guys
were you getting in work?
I was at Tower T.
Nice.
Oh man, you're always spotted about
putting in work. Doug and I have a show called Nipple Talk. It airs daily after the Sinbad segment. It's from Mr. Big Cream.
It does?
Yeah.
I didn't know we found a platform.
I haven't peppered in a Sinbad in a minute.
Feeling the itch? Feeling the itch?
About time.
To get Sinbad in there?
How long ago was that? Was that 10 years ago we did
No.
No, I was on there, but I guess I've been on the show for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
Really?
Coming up on the anniversary.
Yeah, was it 2014?
Yeah. So March of 2024.
Have we played ASMR Taylor in a while?
You know, that's a
Plowhawk question.
I would have to go back because we have an algorithm and shows you when the last time it played.
That segment is unintentionally so funny.
Oh my God. Yeah.
People thought it was creepy. I didn't think it was creepy.
There's a couple.
That's not unusual.
Yeah, there's a couple where I scratch my head and go, why? Some of them I can't believe we still have a show.
Yeah.
I'm glad in some of the interviews.
Yeah, there's some just immediately taken off the air.
Mid-interview, you hear it just click.
It could still happen because we're playing them again.
Right, that's the
and
thing.
Again and again, not just
we gotta
once.
be careful with what we play again.
Every 9 days, Doug, we got them rolling.
See, you have to know. Sometimes you have to trust me.
What a way to start a story.
When I'll say, I got this kid in Miami I kind of been Facebook living with when he goes live and on Instagram, SGO Kai.
Our loyalty was tested at that point.
I'd like to get him on and then get his girlfriend on too. And then I'd like to get this ASMR Taylor on who I watch her videos. But they end up being good.
Nice old Kai. Being horrible, and that's what makes it funny, because it's so horrible.
The one we had with Vivian.
Vivian Azure.
Hello, Vivian?
Yeah, that was one of the...
Well, she was a porn star, so we'll always put porn stars on.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Always.
just how that interview went. If you go back, we hear the drops and like everything, but like that whole interview, it only lasted like 15 minutes.
Well, she was giddy that somebody actually wanted to talk to her.
I mean, it sounded like she was in some sort of hostel.
Guys, the
that's
ASMR
right.
Taylor video was so creepy, especially when Iggy was asking for a personalized video. It's from Conclusion, the stripper.
Well, I was just trying to get her some followers.
You know what's funny is I was working at my other place, Abstract Marketing, and there was a few listeners that actually worked there. My boss, White Collar Gangster worked there as well.
Oh, we did.
But I had a listener like during I was just smoking, outside of the building.
You weren't inside working?
I dominated that job, but I was on a little bit of a break. But I had a listener run up to me and go, "Man, you got it," because I didn't listen. No offense to the show at all when I was gone, because I was at work 8 to 5 or whatever.
Well, sure you were.
But yeah, I actually podcasted the ASMR Taylor one because I was informed several times that day that it's a must listen. I would say I was satisfied.
Were you
the
really?
39 minutes that it took for me to finish.
Oh.
I don't know if Tim asked her if she'd ever been with a woman before.
There's so much meat on that. I mean,
what kind of meat was there?
ASMR Taylor, if she'd been with a woman.
I think he did. Neither of those interviews were good. You delusional pumpkin. That's from Brian Henshin.
Well, I think a lot of people enjoyed them, maybe for the creep factor, but
right. Yeah, I think. Geez, comedy.
Still enjoyed them.
I lost my virginity to Doug Unplugged, where Doug ran around in the snow in his socks, so cold yet so wet. It's from the 618.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
that was a thing in Finland or Sweden I saw where people were running around in their socks in the snow.
Well, I don't think jacking is losing your virginity.
Oh, nice.
That's a good question. Text in your thoughts on it. 314-881-TMA5. You can also join the show via the phone lines, just like the Shrewsbury Seat Sniffer and TMA Walrus number 1 did, 636-900-4-TMA. Doug, Ryan Kelly, title sponsor of this presentation.
What he wants to do is help you buy a home, and that is a daunting task in this particular market. Inventory is near record lows, prices near record highs. Not a good combination. Homes are going quick when they come on the market, so you need to be ready. Don't miss out on your dream home. Let Ryan Kelly and his home loan expert team help get you a leg up on the competition and make the process of buying a home fun and less stressful. The home loan expert, Ryan Kelly, can pre-approve you the day you call in and get you a 10-day closing guarantee. Realtors who accept offers love that. If you're even considering buying a new home, call Ryan Kelly and the home loan experts. Let them educate you, and so you don't miss out on your dream home. It all starts at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
That's Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. The wind-powered skeleton continues to play alien talk on a regular basis. Maybe another wind gust will come through and throw some new content. That's from Nathan from the east side of Alton.
Also, if you don't know this show, Doug, you can attest to this. Jackson as well.
Yeah,
Iggy, taking a little break.
Needs a minute.
KG even, we regurgitate a lot of topics. We take a topic and we kind of put a new wrinkle on it. So,
as new information becomes available.
Right, we evolve with the takes.
Thank you, KG.
So somebody the other day mentioned that they have heard Greg Warren a few times last week or the week prior.
Mm-hmm.
But also you got to think, Greg Warren's our boy. We probably had him in the studio 8-10 times. So there's 3 or 4 different Greg Warren segments. He does different sketches and bits, which we all love. It's those are evergreen. That's evergreen content, Jackson. We love evergreen content.
Indeed, we do.
So we're gonna have multiple NASA talks, like the one we did yesterday. Here in 4 months or 3 months, when I get to editing, when I get to the Julys of 2023, that's you're gonna hear that. So that's gonna be peppered in with the old NASA stuff.
Right.
Again, we had new, fresh ideas.
There could be a new sighting of an alien, and we're gonna want to talk about
a
it
new
again.
planet.
Yeah, we're gonna become the intergalactic show to the stars. HD2's intergalactic.
I would certainly think so.
And when we get Sinbad on again, you're gonna have another Sinbad.
You think?
I don't know if he's in great shape. To be honest with you.
Oh no.
I thought he was getting better, but
we can get in next week. I gotta talk to Tim.
The Cure?
No, you familiar with? He was on Saturday Night Live, I think, from '97 to 2003. Chris Catton.
Catan.
Is it Catan? Because I always thought it was Catan, but I see Katten.
A-N.
And there's no I in there for Catan. But
is he the guy who played Obama all the time?
No, that was Fred Armisen.
That's right.
No,
he was in Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's funny.
He's in town. They offered him up for next Friday in the studio. I got to see if Tim wants to do that.
Dude, the Fred Armisen bit when he... on Parks and Rec, when he is from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's good stuff. He's really great in Curb too. He has a great Curb cameo.
Who's his wife?
Or guest star?
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss and Fred Armisen. Or
yeah,
Chris...
they're married.
Well, that's how it works with a husband and wife.
Well, no, I just didn't know that.
You liked Elizabeth Moss?
Oh, wait, that was...
They divorced now?
I think so.
Catan does a ton of. If you go look at the impressions he does like 50 impressions.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. And he has a face that you start laughing before he even starts talking.
52 years old. Yeah. You know, it's a great big-time guess when no one knows his name. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Catan, but when I saw it yesterday, I saw Kattan.
It's also Morgan Wallen.
I don't know how you get a
Whalen.
Catan in there. Catan.
It's Catan.
All right. Well, I said Catton.
It's certainly not Catton.
The A is long. Well, what would you think K-A-T would be?
K-A-T's cat.
Okay. Well, it's K-A-T-T.
Still cat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not cat. I'm saying Catanist. Caton. Either way, he's available next Friday if Tim wants him. We can get him in studio.
All right. Struggling to find love on Tinder? Most users aren't actually single, Doug.
Is that right?
If you're on dating apps, it can sometimes feel frustrating that despite millions of single users, you can't seem to get a date. Well, now new intel has revealed that it's not just you, it's very much them. A study has shown that nearly 2/3 of people who are on Tinder are already in a relationship, and almost half aren't interested in finding a date. Brilliant.
Isn't that what Tinder is? Just a hookup site?
It's not what it's advertised as. It's advertised as a place to find love, Doug.
I found love on Tinder.
Yeah, look at the clock.
Me and Madison met on Tinder, yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do.
Again, this was 7 years ago.
Were you looking for love or just looking for a hookup?
We both were not looking for love.
Oh, there you go.
So you
So
find
you
it
were
all-
both looking for a hookup.
I mean, I don't know
You
if
know,
I was
yeah.
strictly looking for it, but I certainly didn't think on Tinder I was going to find anything more than that.
Yeah.
So I think in my head I'm going in thinking, okay, this will be a hookup.
Well, when you're
And it happened to
single,
not be, so.
when you're young and single, you're almost always looking for the hookup.
Well,
right?
yeah, you're not going, I can't wait to
it's not
get
a
married
negative.
and have 3
I
kids
think
at
it starts
24.
as that.
Yeah.
I think it starts as that, but it can
Yeah.
very much evolve. Data scientists from the University of Picardy, Jules Farine in France.
What the hell?
Okay, I don't even like this
Picardy,
anymore.
University of Picardy, Jules Farine in France, spoke to 1,400 users aged 18 to 74 about their motivations for using the dating app.
74?
18 to 74. They found that 65.3% of app users were married or in a relationship, and only 50.3% were using it to meet somebody offline. So only half are looking to actually meet somebody for a real relationship.
Well, yeah. For a real relationship.
Well,
Because you have to meet them.
65% are in a relationship, so that math adds up to
That's too wide of a range.
115%.
Right.
That's too wide of a range as far as age.
What?
With that
18
few
to
people.
74? Well, I'm sure if you get into the 60s and 70s, they're probably married or just, my wife is just old. I got to find somebody else to have sex with.
Yeah, or maybe not. Maybe the spouse has died and now they're back on the market.
It could be.
I suppose there's probably as many people married in their 40s and 50s as 60s and 70s, don't you think?
No,
Yeah,
they should have had that in the study. Out of the 18 to 74-year-olds, the ones that were married or in a relationship were in their 50s, 60s, 40s. Give us an age of who was already married.
Wouldn't that be pretty risky to be married and put your picture all over a site like that?
Yeah.
Especially in St. Louis.
Yeah, I was about to say, in certain parts of the country, it'd probably be much more dangerous than, say, like Manhattan. But yeah, I would say that you are correct, Doug. Others said that getting matches and likes give them a confidence boost and that they're using it to boost their self-esteem, which I guess I could understand. Just the idea of like people are still interested in you can kind of give you that kind of quick confidence boost. But if you're already with somebody, and listen, we don't kink shame.
Well, I
and,
do.
If there's arrangements out there, God bless. Communication is key in a relationship. But I would think that if you're happily married and in a monogamous relationship, you're probably not going on Tinder for that
No.
confidence boost.
No.
Maybe just post like a selfie on Instagram. Co-author Geronimo Veracruz. That's a great name.
Geronimo Veracruz.
I'd take any advice from a guy like that.
Geronimo. It might be Germano. I might have been adding Geronimo.
For heaven's sakes.
Germano Veracruz. I like Geronimo better, though.
I did too.
A data scientist and professor of psychology said that users on Tinder end up in a game of deception. She explained some people feel deceived when they use dating apps because each time you have a new platform, people think they might really find someone, then people go from platform to platform. But each time they are there, they are not satisfied.
It's a cesspool.
Yeah, generally I would say that is the case. It's kind of just kind of fun to do. just to kind of like hop on there and swipe around and see people like that and send some messages. But ultimately, it's probably not the best place to try to find love. It's probably a better place to find a hookup, in my experience.
Probably Christian Mingles would be the easier place.
Think?
Easier place for what?
Have you ever been on Christian Mingle?
No, I mean, if you're just looking for, a wife or a boyfriend or a relationship, because if you're on Christian Mingles, you're probably saying we're not into sex right off the bat. We just want to have a relationship.
What about farmersonly.com?
Yeah.
Well, that's a hookup site right there.
Now you're really just looking for manual labor. That's on those sites, you're looking, hey, our first day, you want to bale some hay? Sure.
Right. Lots of poly couples on the apps. It's from the 636.
Oh, I couldn't do the apps now. No, if I just couldn't do that now.
Yeah, I mean,
there's too many. I don't know if I could be able to start a conversation without getting blocked. I try to be funny and like zingy. And I would. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be that good. That's why I had games 6-7 years ago.
Did you have games? So.
You ought to go on the. I don't know how it works. It's the Facebook dating site where they have their own dating site. You can look up people, and it's funny because you find a girl, she's cute, and then you look at. They list her friends, the same friends I have. Like, oh my gosh, you got like 70 of the same friends I have.
That's a easy in.
There were like 7 in a row. So she's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Friends with Jesse Kiowski. I'm like, all of Jesse's friends are coming up on this dating app. I'm looking at Facebook. I said, well, I can't do that.
Now, what age group are you looking for when you're on this site?
Yeah, they were in their 20s.
Oh,
right,
God.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Easy money for you.
You think you have a shot with any 20-year-olds out there?
I don't know. Maybe they're into a big-time radio star.
Only 20-year-old that want an old dude or with a fat bank account.
Yeah, they're looking for a shug.
You're right there, Plazzi, which leaves me out. But
no, you say I have my own apartment. I got Playboys up to the ceiling.
Look,
just bring up your 401k.
Look,
your butt plug paperweights.
I got a 700 square foot apartment, honey. Come on over.
His pocket's still on Tinder. I'd love to hear some more lies. It's from Patrick at Immaculata.
No, I'm not on Tinder because I'm not paying for it.
Collect your winnings.
Cash it. I met my girlfriend on Tinder, and I hate her guts. It's from the Crystal City Clan member.
Is that right? Well, she doesn't have to be your girlfriend then if you hate her guts.
All right. I bet Iggy is on Christian Mingle as a 32-year-old bi lady who needs help being straight. That's from the 830 Recreator.
No. I would just think Christian Mingle would be more like down to earth looking for love than sex because why else would they say Christian? That just the connotation is that we're religious and we're looking for somebody who is also religious.
Have they got every possible combination covered on apps now for every religion and culture and age and sexual orientation?
You can
There's an app for everything, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you can also like put all of that information into Hinge, Bumble, or Tinder, which would be the big three in terms of non-denominational, non-occupation.
Is that what you're doing?
What do you mean?
Putting all your information on those three sites?
Not all of my information, but like the information that's pertinent. On Hinge, you can put your height. Which is,
your height?
Yeah.
So you like doing that?
Well, it's easier for me because like I can put up a number with a 6 in front of it. There's some people out there who are probably throwing up, might be 5'7", but saying they're 5'10".
No. Taking a shot, bro?
Yeah. But you don't say that you're like 6 feet tall on there, do you, KG?
No, and I felt like a little person standing between you and Rock yesterday.
Yeah, Rock. We shot a video yesterday. That will be up today. I'll throw it up on YouTube today.
So where do you have the most luck with, Hinge or Tinder?
Hinge, for sure.
Is nobody meeting people in public?
They are. Just because we're talking about dating apps doesn't mean nobody's meeting people in public.
But I feel like eliminating a lot of the dating app conversation would be just finding a girl that, a place that, you're interested in, like the botanical garden, or you go to
good luck with that.
Like you're going to go stag to the
even
botanical
garden. Even if you go to a bar on a
was
Saturday night, you're still flipping the coin whether someone's going to be there that you find interesting as opposed to
But at least you're trying to make human interaction. I feel like those dating apps will get really... So I was in it too before I met Madison where you just don't even care to go out.
Jackson, do you have anything that if you see in a picture, and I'm not talking about like physical appearance, but just anything that is an automatic swipe left?
Swipe left as in no?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Correct.
Yeah, so many.
If there's a picture with her and 9 friends and you got to guess which one is her.
Right, but talking like strictly non-physical, like looks based.
Right, like if I see somebody snuggling a cat, I'm out.
Oh, why? What's wrong with a cat?
You don't like cat folk?
Don't trust them. Horses. There's a lot of people with horses, and I don't do horses.
Yeah,
so that's a swipe left.
I think horses are such majestic, beautiful animals.
Oh,
that
and it
count
showed
me
that
in.
if you can have a horse
Yeah,
and
there's some
pay the
money
money
there.
to keep it in a stable, hello.
Right.
Oh, you like
You got
that?
family money, baby.
Yeah, if you like your location is set to like I live in Clayton, but I have horse pictures, that means you got some cash.
Yeah.
Kids is a swipe left for me.
Yeah, see, I don't run into that as much as I assume probably you or some other folks do.
Do you ever
at
try
my
to sell
age.
yourself as a gentleman rancher?
I have an assless chapstick.
I put bull for hire at the bottom of it,
Attaboy.
and that really that usually gets the people going. I met my wife on Bumble. Can't wait to answer my kids one day when they ask how I met mom, and I get the reply that I thought she looked hot on an app while I was sitting hungover in the toilet on a Saturday morning. That is from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
I would think if someone told you what their pronouns were, that'd be a quick out. No thanks.
I
Not
think-
playing that
again,
game.
I didn't play that
Not
game in
playing
the Tinder world. Like I said, I don't think I could play the game now.
One thing that Hinge does that none of the other apps do, and I just have a little bit of pause with it, is they let you put voice memos in there. Like you can put a little voice recording, like talking about yourself.
On Hinge?
Yeah, not a fan of that.
I don't like that either.
Not
Can you
a
do
fan
the whole
of that.
video? The whole video?
No, it's not a video. It's like just the voice. It's
Like,
strictly
put a little
audio.
voice prompt on there.
It's like they go on HD2 real quick.
Could that ever be a deal killer if a
Yeah.
woman was really attractive but had a horrible voice?
Yeah,
You'd
like
say
a
no?
real raspy kind of. Was it Nina Blackwood who said?
Why wouldn't
"Hi,
you
Iggy"?
like that? You could tell before you take her out what kind of voice she has. If it turns you off, you're not going to swipe.
But it would have to be a really horrible voice if it was a woman that otherwise really interested you, right? How bad could the voice be?
It would have to be Nina Blackwood level, like
horrible,
thick cigarette voice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'll,
like that.
that'll do. That'll wrap.
Maybe
that
I'll just
game up.
record that and then put that in my profile.
God.
All horse ladies are crazy, 100%. It's from Buzz.
Oh, I dated a girl that had horses before.
Your thoughts?
Actually, she worked at Sharp House.
There you go.
She was a
Everyone
waitress.
works at Charcoal House.
Or Redbird Lanes.
I actually banged 3 from there.
Where do you go from like equestrian camp to charcoal house?
No, she was a waitress there, and
like triple A,
we
the
went out a couple
majors.
times, and she goes, "I have. What are you doing this weekend? I have horses. If you want, I'm going to go out and see them." So she had a couple horses. We drove out to the country.
Iggy, how are you?
Took me a little bit to get that one popped up. So we're only about 45 seconds behind on that one.
But it's still hot.
Played it.
But it's cool to go out there and
5 packs a day.
we'd just weekends go out and ride the horses out in the country. It was fun.
Doug, will you take a picture with me today and I can put it on my profile? I think that could help my cause.
Sure.
Okay.
Not with those assless chaps, though, I hope.
What about the clamps?
The clamps?
You brought in the
Okay.
nipple clamps, right?
I did.
Why don't you just use Doug as your picture?
KG, I don't want to make you do anything you're uncomfortable with, but if you're leaving at 8:30, if you want to walk in here wearing the nipple clamps, no one would be upset.
No, they would not.
You wouldn't have to be topless. You could put them
I'll
on
take a
over your
break.
shirt. But if
Wow.
you wanted to come in here with them, or just at least bring them in so we can look at them. I've never seen nipple clamps live and in person.
No,
Yeah, I got you, bro.
No, that's Doug's being coy now. Yes, horse girls are crazy. It's from Sweet Sweet Kai. It's a
wasn't
joke that
crazy.
me and him only know. I met my wife on Bumble, and after we got engaged, Bumble wanted to do a story on us for marketing. All we were going to get out of it was a T-shirt. I asked them if they could get us SEC championship tickets, and they declined. From Alan Dadeville.
Oh. Now, I've heard before that men fall in love with their eyes and women fall in love with their ears. In other words, men fall in love with the physical, what they look like.
Sure.
And women want to hear the guy's personality and
Yeah.
what he has to say,
Yeah.
and what he does,
Right.
what his goals are.
Yeah, I think generally that's probably the case,
Yeah,
but
I
there's
think it
a
probably is.
blend of both. Like if you're the sweetest guy in the world, but you're kind of you look like a hard-boiled egg, you might not necessarily get.
True, but you do see some rather average-looking men with some beautiful women.
Yep.
He got
There's
he got 'em on.
There's
Oh,
KG in 010 with the nipple clamps. Perfect timing too, Plowhawk. Tim is
don't put your
connected
arm around me when
here
you do-
in a second here. I don't think he's on just yet.
Break.
but-
I go throw up.
now you just got that on your shirt. You don't really have that on.
Grab us.
It's on the nipple proper. Oh, it's on the nipple proper. Oh,
That's a great photo.
right through the shirt.
Yeah.
And doesn't it hurt?
No. Not at all.
That's an outstanding.
Huh,
photo.
and you got Sugar Fire T-shirt on too to get a little advertising in there.
No free ads.
Oh,
Oh man.
I'm not gonna click it, and it's got bells on there.
You
What
can
are the
hear him.
bells for?
You can
Don't
hear,
shake like that.
You can hear him clinking around. Oh my God, that is hot.
And then he goes walking through the hallway the rest of the station.
Yeah, he's still wearing them at the station.
Oh.
Anything for attention.
Oh,
gosh.
No, I just
Here come the texts.
I said that because I want to
No,
see the
it's
text saying, "Look who's talking."
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Hilton Head, South Carolina, we have Tim McKernan. Hey, Tim.
Hello, sluts.
Oh, that's
KG in
not-
O-Town just walked in with his nipple clamps.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'll send you.
Yes,
I'll
he
send
had
you a
them on.
picture.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
How they look, Doug? Do you like them? Do you
I
like
didn't
them on a
like
guy?
it. No, there's little bells on the end of it. I didn't like it much.
I really like those nipple rings. I don't know if I like them on a guy, though, so this will put me to the test.
Especially a guy you work with. it's like super hot.
Jackson, yeah, it is. I don't know what the HR policy is at Hubbard with nipple rings.
He just
being
walked
attracted
through
to
the
coworkers.
hallway with them on.
I signed an HR waiver. It's all good.
Wow. Did you run into anybody in the hallway of note?
No, and I scooted quickly.
Is there video of this?
That'd be great if they were bringing clients up for a walkthrough of the station, and then out of this broom closet comes a guy with nipple clamps to walk into another studio.
And yet it just happened.
Right.
Just like
while
that.
they're playing our show over the loudspeakers.
Right.
I like it. I like bad boys. Sometimes I like to log into the text inbox to see what the topic is. And I'm not really sure what the topic is.
We've kind of been all over the
Bounced
place,
around.
honestly.
Dating apps most recently.
Yeah, we were
No,
talking.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I saw a lot of texts about Christian mingle and farmers only, and I go, boy, I wonder what I'm going to be walking into.
That's a fair question. I read a story that most people, 65%, according to this study out of France, 65% of app users on Tinder were married or in a relationship already.
Now, was that users in France or all over the world?
That information is not privy to me at the moment.
Because it does seem like it's a little more easygoing, free love in Europe than here, right?
One would think. Yeah, one would think, but
I could be wrong with that.
Yeah, I think that might. I don't know if that's the case. I think it might be pretty similar across the globe.
So, Jackson, is that study saying that people are being unfaithful or that they are polyamorous?
I think probably both, but also a study by Germano Veracruz, Tim, said that some people just do
You
it.
know him, don't you?
Sure, yeah.
Kirkwood guy.
We studied together at North Kirkwood Junior High.
Right.
That's right. And Nipper.
And yeah,
And I didn't go to Nifer.
said that some people just do it to get a confidence boost, and it helps their self-esteem to be people are still interested in them, matching with them.
Yeah, I bet it's not polyamorous. I bet it's just people cheating.
There was a documentary out that I was going to start watching it the other night, and I got caught up in something else. But a documentary on Ashley Madison, which was a dating site that basically was to cheat.
Yeah, discreet meetups,
Yeah,
right?
if you're married, here's the site for you if you want to cheat. So
The whole documentary on that.
yeah, well they got.
I didn't know there was a documentary on it.
Yeah, I think it was either on Hulu or Netflix. I saw it. I was
And
scrolling.
you have watched it?
No, I haven't. I was in
okay.
the middle of something. Actually, something else came up that I saw that I wanted
What
to
in
watch
the
more.
world
But
came up? Nothing came up. You just switched the channel.
and it was another
Stevie Nicks
documentary.
docuseries.
It was another documentary I wanted to watch. I forgot what it was.
This is called Ashley Madison: Sex, Lies, and Cyber Attacks.
Could be.
That's just that was from 2016. So.
So
I had never seen it before. I thought this was a recent one.
Not from
Either way, I haven't seen it, but that was a site I had to do.
So we're talking about a documentary that you didn't watch?
Well,
7 years ago.
We're talking about dating things, and this thing, 65% of them are already in relationships. Well, Ashley Madison was all about cheating.
Yeah,
so it was 100% in a relationship.
Is that gone now? Is that site gone?
I
Is
think
that app
so.
gone?
Yeah, I had to, back in the old days at 590, I had to do the spot because nobody else was comfortable doing a spot promoting
They had
cheating
commercials
site.
running on it?
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that.
And I had to interview
I can't
them.
remember the details, but I remember kind of going, I'm not comfortable with that. But I don't remember who the ownership group was. Doug, there have been a number of different ownership groups of KFNS over the years.
Depends
so I
on how
don't
the
remember which one it was.
financials are going. Has a lot to do with how comfortable we are doing the commercials.
Oh,
you listen to
we
it.
had Rockio handling certain spots, if people can recall, back in the
free putting
money's
greens.
days.
Yeah, nobody wanted to
Yeah,
do
well,
that.
that was that.
Nobody wanted to do that one.
Yeah,
But they said, I'll give it to Iggy. He doesn't care. He probably cheats anyway.
You hear an Ashley Madison and then a sticker bus read right back to back.
That's when you know you're making a really
AM radio, baby.
And then a PT spot right after that.
The Ashley Mad doc is on Netflix, and it's worth the watch. Doug, that's from Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was Netflix.
I remember being in Dallas once and saw a huge, brand new, beautiful office building. Had to be 6-7 stories tall, big office building. And on the top it said Match.com. I guess that was just one app. Had that big, enormous office building full of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a ton of data work when you do stuff like
I
that.
guess,
Hinge,
yeah.
Bumble, all the same.
Well, I could have just paid and put it on top of the building and only had like 2 offices.
Probably not. They probably had a headquarters somewhere because that's one of the biggest of all of them, isn't it?
Match.com it's been huge for that was on the beginning of dating apps
Yeah.
or dating websites before.
Why didn't we
apps.
start a dating website here and make $1 billion?
Yeah, listeners looking for other listeners to hook up with.
Mhm.
It's just the fan page.
What if I told you that I could come up with a site where you could meet other people and just send messages back
This
and
is the
forth?
Mike Francesa take.
I was kind of settling in and getting ready for a nice idea. I didn't know that this is
TMA
already
Shark Tank.
preconceived. Yeah.
That was a Francesa.
You are welcome to text into the program. It's EDF Group text inbox, 314-881-TMA5 EDF, sponsor of our text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and you are welcome to partake in said program by texting and emailing or calling in. The text inbox is Engineer Design Facilities, which is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial, fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at the edfgroup.com, sponsor of our text inbox. Have we taken a commercial break yet?
No,
we have not.
So we're still in the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. And they have a secret number. When you want to buy a car, when you want to lease a car, when you need to get your car worked on, even if you didn't get it from Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, the secret number is as follows: 314-252-0029. Now save that in your phone. Do it.
Okay.
And you
Straight
can
to the
text or
muckety
call.
mucks.
Yeah, straight to the muckety mucks.
I couldn't think of that
Clayton
number the
Madison,
other day.
Detroit.
I had a listener reach out to me and wanted to know the secret number for Munganess because she needed a used car.
Oh, Doug, a she.
Yeah, it was a she. And I just text Clayton and I said,
Women are driving now?
do you have that number? Do you have that
So you
number
don't
to
be
get to you
voting.
directly? And he said, I'll just give her my cell. So she went out there.
That's a secret. That's also a secret number. Clayton's personal.
That was a secret number. I couldn't think of it, but he said, here, just give her my cell.
That's the kind of service you're going to get at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, official automotive provider of TMA, the Tim McKernan Show podcast, and the presenting sponsor of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. Jackson, I see, is sporting the brand today. Doug, you see that he's wearing the brand shirt.
101 ESPN, Sports Talk for St. Louis.
It's a very comfortable shirt.
Is it? Well,
Extremely
it's just a
comfortable.
regular T-shirt.
Yeah, but it's still comfy.
I don't have any of that merch. I got some WIL, some points, some KC. I don't have any 101 ESPN stuff.
Okay, Jackson, give Iggy your shirt.
I'm not. I don't. I'm not the. You have. There's a people you can talk.
No,
to.
I can go ask, I'm sure. I just don't have any ESPN stuff.
That seems like a backwards way of asking for
begging
some
for
one-on-one
stuff.
No, I wouldn't ask you.
Oh, it's not even subtle.
Can I have some stuff?
Oh, I do. If I need some point stuff, yeah.
Why would you need point stuff? Why would you need it? You don't work there.
If I wanted a hoodie or something, well, I'd support the other stations here. I cross-promote.
But you don't need the shirt.
No, I want the shirt.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, nice cross-promoting on your part.
Yeah, that was a nice cross-promoting. Really nice, really fun, actually. Really fun cross-promoting. I would say I apologize for being on late, but I hope it was clear throughout the course of this vacation that I was just popping on for about an hour, even though I guess it's wound up being a little bit more than that here and there. And last night we were out just a little bit later, and so I slept in just a little bit. Doug, it wasn't a late night by any means.
You went to see Iggy's friends up in Beaufort?
I did not go there. My parents and my wife and I went to dinner last night, and so we were out just a little bit later. I mean, the days of being out until 3 or 4 in the morning and chasing, the less popular MFF are most likely in the rearview mirror. As Jackson and I have discussed on QFTA, at this point, anybody I am going to be engaging in a threesome with would have to be a hideously broken human being, either on, a minimum of a couple of divorces, or just like a 24-year-old who has a hashtag daddy issue and fancies me in that capacity. And it's just not... Having threesomes in your 40s just aren't the same as having threesomes in your 20s and 30s. Would you agree with that, Doug?
I wouldn't know. I'm really not the expert on that.
Sounds like a Larry King article. Just a little bullet point there.
So going to dinner and staying out until like 11, I'm like, oh, I gotta sleep in now. So I'll do the final 2 hours today of the program. That'll allow me to do the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, and we'll see how it's doing. Has KG and O-Town been doing the reads while I've been on vacation?
He's done a couple, and then I've done some. Just kind of, split that duty, like a piggyback start.
It's a lot of reading, so we have to share.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a lot of volume. Buck Swope and Brian Henshin, I see, are tied for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the month standings at the midway point. Tiger Terry and Kevin Miller with wins as well. Design Air, the sponsor of our email of the day, online at designairservice.com. Iggy, what is the forecast looking like for those who might run into air conditioning issues and want to go online at designairservice.com and have Seth Goldcamp and his staff save the day like he did for my in-laws a couple weeks ago and like he's done for hundreds of our listeners over the years?
Well, you better do it soon because it's not going to cool down until next weekend. A week from this weekend, it'll get down into the 80s again. But in between now and next weekend...
Oh, is that right?
90, 92, 93, 95, 98... all high 90s with high humidity.
Balls flying.
It may say 92, but it feels like 100. So, yeah, you may want to get to Design Air if you're having problems because you're going to need them.
Oh, boy. I didn't know that was the case. I see
my
it's 79 in
Doppler
St. Louis right now?
Yeah, and it feels
muggy.
warmer than that.
Yeah, it is muggy and humid.
Ooh, 97 high today. How do you do?
Yeah. Oof. Still, the ball will fly today, though, Tim. Shots will still be shaved.
Are you shaving strokes today, Jackson? It sounds like you're shaving strokes. That's the read I'm picking up, Doug.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Friday. You got this. Friday in the summer when it's
Friday night is pizza night. Friday afternoon in the summer is golf at Far Oaks, I guess is where you're going.
Far Oaks last week, probably going Ambrier today.
Oh, Ambrier today.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I love that Ambrier.
Tough course.
It is, but I like it because it's tough in the sense that like the layout is tough. It's not tough because you're going to like end up on like a bad lie of some sort. Like it's a good course, so I'm fine with it being a little bit more difficult.
Oh, look at you.
It's just a little bit of a drive. That's the only downside to it. But it's, in terms of public courses in the area, it's right up there.
It's if it's not the best, it's easily top 2 or 3.
Yeah, totally agree.
Without question.
Yeah. I'll just watch golf. Pretty good leaderboard at the Scottish Open.
What are you doing with the pen there?
Yeah, I hear that.
It's making a lot of noise.
Yeah, pretty good leaderboard so far. That's what I hate about this, like the British Open. I mean, you got to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to watch.
I kind of like that. I kind of like the really early start.
Same with Wimbledon. Got to get up breakfast at Wimbledon. There's breakfast at the Open.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you can tee off later.
How the time zones work.
You can tee off later. I think it stays light till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock out there now.
But that would still be like...
I think that has more to do with the northern element, if I'm not mistaken. Doug, is that correct?
Yeah, the farther north you are, the lighter it's going to be.
Right, so you can tee off. You can tee off later.
But that would still end 9 o'clock over there. Would still be like 2 o'clock here.
Yeah, a little different than getting up at 6 a.m. to watch the final group go off. That's noon there.
At least there's something on TV at that hour for you to watch that there isn't normally. Because at night there's going to be games on here.
I'm usually sleeping, but I would get up to watch that depending on the leaderboard. And right now it looks pretty good. Shelfer made a move today. Rory's there. My guy Hatton is leading. Pretty good leaderboard.
Okay. You just all that was just so you could say my guy hadn't leading, right?
I think that's a good read, Doug.
No, I mean, I could say my guy Dietrich, who was in second yesterday, is 3 over through 4 holes, so he's playing like crap. So I had a guy in second, went down to 20th, and I had a guy that was in like 70th place, is now in 1.
Idiots.
And Harshagard is not going to make the cut.
Okay.
Who?
I don't know.
Hargard.
I don't know.
Guys, did you notice how Jackson got just a little bit of attention from Tim, and then Strode immediately had to jump in and steal the spotlight back with the Scottish Open talk? That's from the old Appleton stepdad.
Well, you can say that anytime I talk then. Anytime somebody's talking and then I say something, that I'm stealing attention because I talked. You really make no sense whatsoever. We were talking golf. Jackson's going to play golf. I said, I'm just going to watch golf. I added to the golf conversation. Yeah. If you really think I'm trying to steal a spotlight because Tim gave Jackson some
attention.
Oh, quit talking to him. If that was the case, me and Tim would just talk for 3 hours and nobody else could talk. Shut up. I'm talking. Stop getting attention, Jackson. Shut up. Tim, talk to me, please.
I like that bit, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bit. I was answering. It wasn't a bit. I was answering the idiot. Now I'm going to get called a bully. Now I get called a bully again by Dennis Charles Upholstery.
What are we doing here? This is like Mad Libs.
It's like Blade Runner. You're just living in your own world over there.
No, I was called a bully yesterday because I called somebody a dick on the air.
Who called somebody called in and called you a bully?
No, on the texter.
The guy who goes by Dennis Charles Upholstery.
You got to block
can no longer
blocking.
give
You
him
haven't
any
worked in the
credence.
fan page.
The email guy.
Well, why would you call somebody that name?
Well, it's a radio show, and we take shots here, and they take shots at us, and we just kind of reciprocate, all in fun. So he doesn't get the point of it's a radio show, and we all have fun on it. But I called somebody a dick, and I'm a bully.
Don't be a bully.
I can't block him, Plows. He's on that external email thing that comes into the Hubbard account.
Doug, the external email thing.
I blocked Father White, and that allowed me to basically block them all. I don't get them anymore after I block Father White.
Well, show me how to do it, because last time
you go to your email and you block. Like I just blocked the user that sent it to me, and it ended up just blocking it all.
You're blocking.
I think I used to be Father Brown Eye.
No.
No, we have a lot of members of the club who listen and are also pretty hostile to be kicking in.
Monsignor Grundle.
Doug, huge news. It's really surprising that we didn't get it till 8:19 today, but we are still in the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. And that is the Final Four of the Michelob Ultra 2023 J. Randolph Jr. Fan Pin Club Championship has just come across my desk from the great Sean Barnes, head golf professional at Gateway National. Doug, I can't wait to see how many of these guys you had in your office pool Final Four, because this is what's going to separate the men from the boys. Now, we already knew that Guy Watson, Cletus's son, was in. And he's really dominated so far as well, winning 3-2, 7-6. 2 up was as close as it got for him, and then 5-4 en route to the Final Four. The gentleman who vanquished me with his flat stick, truly putting like I have never seen, and I would include that with some guys who were 10 times better players than I am, and like plus handicaps. The Pope rolled the rock and then just took it to my hole. Candidly, I mean, he took it really nice, really nice to my hole. No, he milked me on the course.
Oh, the prostate.
Mm-hmm. It was leaking.
Yeah, leaking with lust. Well, he was vanquished 2-1 by Kevin Roth. So Kevin Roth beat defending champion Chris Heck 4-2. He also beat the People's 8, Fred Friedman, the guy who's a scratch but shot 85 from the white tees.
He hit it too far.
Yeah, he hit it too well.
Striping it too well.
I have to tell you, I wasn't there for that match, but there is something too. If you're used to just playing and hitting driver, and then you are playing the white tees, you have to hit a different club, if you're assuming that you can hit it a decent way. So maybe that did happen. I don't know, but he lost to Kevin Roth, and then Kevin Roth has beat the Pope, Joseph Paul. So now Kevin Roth is in the Final Four.
also in the Final Four. Ladies and gentlemen, he has a flying Sibian, and he has been playing some really good golf. I mean, he won his first-round match. Doug, I remember you were watching this one. You followed Dogtown Ty winning 8 and 6. He won 5 and 4 over Danny Guskaskak.
Oh, no.
And he is in the Final Four. Dogtown Ty and his flying Sibian. And finally, well, Doug, this could be history. We have never seen a two-time champion in the Michelob Ultra J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. But now we have a 50% chance of it happening because Todd Callahan, the 50-year-old frat boy, will have a chance to win his second J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. He is in the Final Four after beating Charles Gautier 3-2, and so we now have our Final Four, and this is a Jim dandy, isn't it?
No, well, I don't know that it is. They're going to play this weekend? When are they going to settle it all?
We will let the players set up their schedules. All the players are very busy. So I think 2 play on the Corn Ferry.
Yeah,
they don't.
And so you have to work it around events. I think Guy is playing in the Open next week at Royal Liverpool.
He isn't.
So that
no.
That won't work.
Cletus on the bag.
No.
Yeah.
Girdle.
Who does Guy play next?
Doug, who does Guy play?
I don't know. Jackson, who does Guy play?
According to the bracket in front of me, he plays Kevin Roth.
Okay.
Kevin Roth has been the Kingslayer.
So you could have a Guy and a Callahan final, and can you imagine that? How much Cletus and,
How much
and
fun
Callahan
that would be to join?
No,
to watch because Cletus and Callahan just go after each other.
What do they do? What do they do to each
The
other?
photo of them touching each other last year.
Oh.
Callahan gets a few in him, and Cletus just drinks too much wine, and they just are very belligerent to each other.
Belligerent.
Yeah, I got a video of me just a whole hole just following them with the camera.
Hole.
The entire hole after the tee shot all the way to the green. Listening to these two guys just scream at each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Like really angry? Legitimately angry?
This time they were. I think they kid around a lot, but this time they were.
Really?
Yeah, Cletus, I think he had too much wine, and he accidentally moved a ball in the rough by the sand trap, and they accused him of cheating, and they were just yelling back and forth. I mean, I'm trying to tee off, and they're just screaming at each other, and that's the one I made the 40-foot putt with one hand.
So this story was all about
Doug,
that putt.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
Roundabout way to get to a 40-foot putt.
That's what it was, 'cause I was wondering, and then I got the answer. Now here's what I'm wondering, Doug. I know you're covering this thing for Sports Sunday, but
Not
you
the
have the
SAG-AFTRA
Final
strike.
Four. Are you thinking that these players are going in and going, "Hey, we're not chopping the pot"? Now the rules allow for them to chop the pot, or if you're a guy like. What in the hell am I hearing behind me?
Is there a hurricane coming?
Sibian.
A small. Dogtown Ty Sibian has just arrived in South Carolina.
It's like
I mean,
a blimp
for real.
Sibian.
Or a swarm
What
of
in
killer
the hell?
bees.
I have no idea what that was. So it seems like it's going away. Either way, will they chop the pot, or will a guy like Guy, who I think we would agree is the favorite? I don't know what the pop situation is with the players. I'm sure he's given pops to everybody. Would Guy just go, you know what, F it, I'm gonna go take this 2,500. I'm not looking to chop the pot.
I think like Guy, I'd never chop a pot in any tournament.
Tim, if I remember correctly, I was talking to Cletus after one of Guy's matches, and Guy was in the car, and I asked that question, and I'm pretty sure, Cletus can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure Guy said, yeah, I'm sure I would do some kind of chop.
In the finals,
not half-half, but I would do some kind of chop.
You can't do it in the semis.
If he was in the finals, he said I would probably talk to the guy and I would do some kind of chop.
Yeah, I'd have to think that would be. I mean, seems wise to guarantee yourself money.
Well, and the payoff is $2,500.
That's right.
2,500.
So if you're in the top 4, you'd get 600 some odd, right? 650 or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense to to chop it up, whatever that would be. Am I correct? Is it $625 a piece? Has anybody checked on my math?
Yeah.
I'm a journalism guy, and I didn't graduate, so.
You would have to have all 4 of them agree.
$625.
And there's no way, I don't think Guy would agree to that in the Final Four. Now, if he got to the finals, I think he would. You say, okay, let's go, 1,800 first, 700 second, something like that.
Right.
So you got some money coming even if you lose, but you want to, There's no reason to do it half and
I
half.
would love it if it was all or nothing. But at the same time, I completely understand and would respect people wanting to chop it in some capacity. This is breaking news. Carlos Spicy Wiener, who was on my bag for the first round, says one remaining contestant probably cannot make it to any coming weekend matches because of scheduled Ole Miss sorority trips to Nashville. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener. So, Doug, that's going to be an issue for weekend play in the Final Four.
Who would that? Is that Callahan, the 50-year-old frat guy?
Yeah. He looks good for 50.
Be a fun way to live your whole life in the frat lifestyle, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Ole Miss sorority trips, left and right.
Tough on the liver.
At least he doesn't wear
Alan Dadeville is the Pope's spokesperson, Doug, and he says the Pope said he did not putt to his standard yesterday. Oh, I guess they played yesterday. In fairness, him not putting to his standard would be the best day most of us would ever have putting. That is from Al, and he is in Dadeville. So the Pope did not roll it effectively, and that allowed Kevin Roth to advance to the Final Four, 2-1. Seems like it was a Jim Dandy. I guess it was decided on the 17th. Were you there, Doug, or did you just hear about it?
I was not there because it is a Shishawali golf tournament.
I saw it on the Four Fox.
You didn't see it
who was
anywhere.
grabbing the
You saw it
video?
nowhere.
Tamar?
Oh, yeah, Gary Apple.
Gary Apple has been gone since, I believe, 1989.
Gary Apple.
It wasn't Gary Apple.
Well, somebody covered it. They did a hell of a job.
Yeah. Good work,
the Pope
Apple.
Lost. The 17th hole is where the Pope chipped in on me to seal my fate and keep me away from Kevin Roth.
With a hybrid.
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't slept since then. So, yeah.
Bothers you that much?
The Pope clipped me. He can roll the rock. The Pope can roll the rock, and now Kevin Roth can try and become the 2023 winner. And if he did, Doug, you'll have to respect the path he has taken to get there, beating Chris Heck, beating Freddie Freedman, beating the Pope. He would have to beat Guy and then potentially Todd Callahan or the Flying Sibian of Dogtown Tie. Oh. That's one of the toughest roads to the championship we've ever seen in the history of the Fan Page Club Championship. Would you not agree?
Well, I don't know. I don't pay any attention to it, so I don't know if it is or not. I know you got to win a lot of games, a lot of matches to win it, but only you understand match play, Tim, so it's your call.
Right. I'm still waiting on the symposium.
Yeah.
There's going to be a symposium. I think we got a southpaw. No, we got a right-hander. Can you see it? Guy in a red shirt behind me. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it.
And he's just punching out, and I don't know if he caught the foliage here on one, but that is going to put him to the test, Iggy.
Does anybody ever hit the fairway when you're sitting out there?
No, I mean, for the most part, I would imagine people do. It's a narrow golf course. That is for sure. I finally played full 18 yesterday.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, thank you very much. It is a narrow golf course, so you got to kind of know where to hit it. Doug, it's a Pete Dye design. Do you like Pete Dye as a designer?
I don't mind him. I don't care. I don't pay attention to
rank
who designs the
I
course.
say power rank course designers.
My concern is the golf cart running well? Do I have enough balls to get through the round?
You have water.
Yeah, water, a drink. I got to get a bratwurst at the end of 9 holes.
Hasn't Davis Love won that like 3 times, 4 times?
You did what
Doug
now?
Davis Love.
I thought he won at Harbortown 3 or 4 times.
I believe he did. He's a South Carolina guy. He won it even kind of at an older age. But who won it this year? Oh, Spieth lost in the playoff to Matthew Fitzpatrick this year. It was an elevated event this year. Designated, elevated, whatever the hell they're calling it. My caddy was telling me, this gives you an idea of just the insanity. The 16th hole at Harbortown is a relatively short hole. It's a hard dog leg left. But from where they're playing it, I would have to think it's 400 yards. And Bryson DeChambeau, during the COVID year of 2020, and I think the Heritage event was the first event back after the shutdown, shaped the shot around, 'cause it's a hard dog leg, to 40 yards from the green. And he was in the final group with Webb Simpson, who wound up winning the tournament. And Webb Simpson just hit it out because he can't hit it nearly as far as DeChambeau, again, who can. And my caddy was walking with Simpson. He wasn't caddying for him, but and he goes, I've never seen anything like what this guy can do as far as the distance goes. So I guess that means he hit it around 360, and he shaped it around the dog leg, giving himself 40 yards. And I hit a drive yesterday that barely didn't carry the fairway bunker to cut the corner, and I hit it well, but it maybe was 260, and that's me hitting it well. So DeChambeau 100 yards and a draw further than, like, you know, comparably speaking, something that would be on the higher end of my, you know, longer ball. It's insanity what these guys are able to do, and not just with the distance, but then you factor in the short game and all the crap. It's absolutely otherworldly that they come out here. And I asked my guy yesterday, I said, who's the best player you've caddied for out here? And he goes, probably a 17-year-old I caddied for in November who shot 65 from the back tees.
Oh, my God. 17 years old?
17 years old. And I go, so where is he playing? And he goes, he's on his way. He goes, I think he's at either North Carolina or East Carolina or South Carolina. He goes, one of the Carolinas. He goes, but he just picked the thing apart at 17 years old from the back tees. So that's probably, I think here at 7,100 is a real long course. But, yeah, it's other. I remember Jay saying, the great Jennings Jr. saying, because, you know, if you're playing at an SEC school, you got to at least have thought at one point about possibly being professional. And he would say, and I know he said it on our show probably multiple times, I said, when did you know you weren't going to be able to play on the tour? And he goes, when I got to the driving range for our first practice at South Carolina. He goes, it was so clear that those guys were so much better than me. And he was on the team that, and I don't know what they're able to see when you're at that level. I guess distance certainly would be one thing.
Yeah, I'd have to think that'd be the biggest thing.
But holy crap.
Still, none of them understand match play like you do, Tim.
Right. No, I think I'm probably worthy of being a Ryder Cup captain just because of my understanding of match play.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get the call. You know, I know it's Zach Johnson this year, but maybe in 2 years.
Yeah, you're a better putter than him.
It would make sense.
You're a better putter than CJ.
I thank you for saying that. I agree with you.
I think Brett Quigley was on Jay's team. Didn't have a great PGA career, but he's killing it on the Champions Tour. Quigley. And I think he was on Jay's team in South Carolina.
Okay.
I just thought I'd add that.
Well, it was a nice ad. It was a nice little ad. It was a good Quigley ad.
There's a guy he played with that did go to the PGA Tour.
Absolutely, he did.
We needed that.
As president of the TMA fan page, Asian division, I would like to congratulate the Pope, Joseph Paul, on a fine showing at whatever the name of this golf event is. He represented our community, a.k.a. me and him, with dignity, and we are so proud of him. Thanks, Pope, and thank you, Mr. Tim. That's from Brian Henshin, Doug. He covers the Colts.
Pope is Asian?
Yes, sir.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't think I know him.
He issued a statement. Kevin Roth is a good... Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who listen to the show, fortunately. Kevin Roth is a good dude. That is from the Pope.
Yeah, this
Doug,
Kevin
gracious in defeat, the Pope.
Yeah, the Pope is a good dude. Pope's a really good dude, and
he is a great guy. I enjoyed playing with him.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. And this Kevin Roth,
and I respect anybody who can have a skill in the game, like no matter what it is, driving or approach, chip, putt. He can putt like I'm saying, man. That's an incredible skill. That's the great equalizer. I hit the ball terribly yesterday. Not terribly, but only 7 greens in regulation. And still was able to shoot 77, and that's because I was just lucky putting. Pope's got the skill putting. And when you got that, especially in match play, that puts your opponent on a different thought process. Because you're like, oh, I can't count on him missing the putt. I got to possibly make it, and then you might run it by and have 5 feet left, and the next thing you know, you've 3-jacked because the guy's in your head. So I tip my cap to the Pope, and he is a good guy. So, Doug, the Final Four is set, and this is going to be fun. I don't know if Apple TV is going to carry it.
No.
I don't know if CBS will carry it.
No, again.
On the CW.
Yeah, CW's got it.
CW.
No one carries it. No one cares, except those involved.
Is this Guy Watson's time to make it both 2019 and 2023 two-time champion of the Michelob Ultra Fan Page Club Championship? 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. Michelob Ultra, sponsor of the Fan Page Club Championship. Doug, our title sponsor's name is Ryan Kelly, and he's online at thehomeloanexpert.com, thehomeloanexpert.com, Jack.
He'd like to help you get a cash-out refi if that's what you need because of credit card debt. Credit card debt is an all-time high right now, almost $1 trillion in the United States alone. On the average, $7,000 per adult with an average interest rate of over 25% on that credit card. It's getting higher by the day. Credit card companies want you to be in debt. They make it easy for you. That's how they make their money. And most people's pay just isn't keeping up with inflation. It's harder than ever to not use your credit card. The solution is to let Ryan Kelly and the home loan experts get you one new low monthly payment for everything. The good news is your home values are way up. You probably have more access to cash than you think. So check out the options Ryan and the home loan experts can work up for you to see just how much money they can save you with a simple cash out refinance and that 10-day closing guarantee. You can get on the path to financial freedom sooner than you may think. So stop making the greedy credit card companies rich. Apply online at the Home Loan Expert today. It's thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
If you are going to be buying a home and utilizing Ryan's services, get your home insured with the insurance agent the Plowhawk and I utilize, and that is James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves. Now up to 319 five-star reviews at James Carlton State Farm Insurance. Here's the most recent one. The team has made me feel valued and appreciated every step of the way. I have used this team for all of my adult life, and they have always been extremely helpful in all of my life changes. I feel so grateful to have them as my insurance provider and would always recommend them to anyone. Keep up the great work your whole team provides. That posted just 6 days ago. 319 five-star reviews. You get an idea of the kind of service James Carlton and his staff provide. It's Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency at carltoninsurance.net. Looking for something to do this weekend, perhaps with the family? Well, I would recommend heading to the south side, whether that be Grand or Chippewa, and going to Ted Drew's. Oh, how do you do at Ted Drew's? I like the City Red. They just got that for 2023. It's in honor of the Dowgies, and that is Ted's famous vanilla frozen custard, along with maraschino cherries, coconut flakes, and Dad's Scotch oatmeal cookies. And they have a wide variety of the classic concretes. And Doug, you call them sundaes or do you call them sundaes?
Sundaes. No one says Sunday in their right mind.
I do, and it's the correct way.
It isn't the correct way. Sunday. No.
Cardinal Sin. That's a fan favorite. The Lemon Crumb. Doug, is it the Flying Dutchman? They're the Great Pumpkin when fall time is here. So many wonderful ones at Ted Drew's. The one on South Grand is reopened, and it's the oldest frozen custard stand in the country.
Really?
1931. That's
I bet Babe Ruth probably went there when he was in town.
I would imagine he probably did. And I would imagine he said, "Could I have a hot fudge sundae?"
Yeah,
he wouldn't have guaranteed it. He wouldn't have.
Yankee
said, "Give me that ice cream, boy." That's what he would say.
It is Ted Drew's. It really is good, guys and gals. All right, we'll close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour here at approximately 8:39. Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. That is Jamie Burkhardt. That is Clayton Patterson. That is Peter Munganess. That is the entire service department. That is the entire staff. That is the best. That's who we work with here on this radio program. It's Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. And the secret number for you to call or text is 314-252-0029. It's Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. Go online at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com, and you can work with the best. And the best is Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, and the entire team at Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. We have the drops of the week coming up. We have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up. And did you guys discuss the article in the Post-Dispatch with Derek Gould's interview with Bill DeWitt, by chance?
We did not, no.
Okay, well, I want to discuss that on the other side of the break. So that is what is our next topic. Stick around. That's coming up on the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and I am thrilled to have new clients on board Longo Biggs Injury Law. CD Longo and Doug Biggs. And Doug, the thing I want our audience to know is that you guys are local and you guys are different. Tell our audience how you're different.
Yeah, Tim, both CD and I are from St. Louis area, born and raised in the South City area or the South County area, and we are also thrilled to be part of the TMA family now. If anyone signs up with us for an injury case, their case is treated like they are family. We get to know you, we get to know the ins and outs of your case, and make sure we represent you like you are part of our family. We're not like one of the large firms in the area who might take your case and just treat you like another number or another file. You'll get our personal attention. It's either CD and I who will handle your case directly, and if you are injured in an accident, please remember us. You can visit us at longobiggs.com, and that's Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Credit card debt has hit $1 trillion. And the scary part, that number keeps getting higher by the day. Credit card companies work closely with retailers, setting traps to keep you further in debt. And unfortunately, most folks' pay isn't keeping up with inflation. Good news for homeowners, home values are still way up, and you probably have access to a lot more cash than you think. Stop making those greedy credit card companies rich and apply online today for a cash out refinance at thehomeloanexpert.com. NMLS number 1326241.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229. Or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics. We'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Illinois Recovery Center is the new premier inpatient substance abuse facility in Swansea, Illinois. When it comes to the disease of addiction, getting help should not be as difficult as it currently is. The Illinois Recovery Center's mission is to be the receiving hand in the community when someone seeks help. The IRC delivers a comprehensive system of care that welcomes both the individual struggling and family alike. If you or someone you know wants to learn about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com.
There's always been a lot more riding on Metro Transit than people. Like hundreds of careers with competitive pay, training, opportunities for overtime, and real benefits that really benefit your family. But hey, right now there's even more, a $5,000 signing bonus. We are hiring everyone from Metro Call-A-Ride, Metrobus, and Metrolink operators to electricians and mechanics. Learn more at workatmetrostl.com and ride on to a real future. Workatmetrostl.com.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
And it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at tmastl.com.
Well, let's put our golf where our mouths are.
Now.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
This is going to put it in perspective, isn't it?
I don't know that it does.
I think it does.
I can barely hear it out of my head.
It's really loud in mine.
Richard
Hello,
Marx.
friends.
My headphones don't work.
Richard Marx.
Who?
I know this is titled Boof.
Boof.
Sounds like a Richard Marx song.
Dude,
Right Here Waiting?
I can hear.
Doug, Mount Rushmore of Richard Marx songs. Go.
I can't give you the names of them.
That's
if one
wild.
comes on, I can sing along a little bit, but I don't know the names of the songs.
Right here with you. I think he's coming to town pretty soon. I think he's coming to the factory, maybe.
Nice. We ought to go. We ought to do a remote.
I think I'm going to go see him.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
You going to bring a special lady friend?
Maybe.
Nice.
I don't know what I'd like for him. Probably right here waiting for you.
Who is this
Time for
special
me to
lady
fly
friend?
is a good one.
Yeah, who's the lady friend?
Which one?
Keep on loving you.
Is the crow flies?
Can't fight the feeling, good one. I don't know. I don't even know the date. I forgot. I just saw where he's coming.
He's in Can't Fight the Feeling, REO Speedwagon. Am I correct on that? Has anybody checked with my nurse?
I don't know if he remade that or if it's a different song with the same title. I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Doug, I thought that was REO Speedwagon.
They do sing it, but I'm pretty sure Richard Marx has a song.
Oh, I'm drying off my laptop with my effing shirt because I got a little water on it. Oh, it squirted everywhere. Bad boy.
Kenny
Bad boy.
Kenny Loggins coming to Family Arena as well.
Yeah, I'd go see him.
There's Monster X coming to St. Louis.
Post Malone tonight.
Who?
Post Malone's coming tonight. He'll be here tonight.
Oh, Posty's in St. Louis tonight?
Yeah.
Eric Church tomorrow night.
Where is Post Malone playing?
The amphitheater.
Be a nice steamy night for Post Malone. Girls to get wet.
Oh,
Wow.
With sweat.
goodness.
With
Wow.
sweat.
I
They'll be
was gonna
dripping with
dump
sweat.
that, but I guess he cleared it up with the sweat thing.
Yeah, 'cause it's going to be
Right,
95 degrees and 100%
Huge
humidity.
save.
And
What is this special lady friend going to think hearing you talk like this on the air?
girls love Post Malone, so they're going to be very sweaty.
If you like something, you immediately start sweating?
Yeah,
Oh,
whenever I
it's
see
100.
Doug, I start profusely sweating.
I would think so.
Perspire a little bit.
KG in O-Town's texting in from the Horton Watkins
No, he's
studios.
gone already,
KG in
so he's
O-Town.
texting in.
Oh, he's gone?
While he's
he
driving,
texted
so
from
this-
his
he
ride.
shouldn't
That's
be doing
illegal.
that.
That's dangerous. Hope he's okay.
He said he just named 2 non-Richard Marx songs in his Mount Rushmore.
Right. That's all right.
Well, I'm going to go. Wait a minute. I'm going to go to Richard Marx songs right now.
He sang Roman Berkey.
No, I'm going to go to Richard Marx songs right now, and I'm going to see what some of the songs that come up.
Doug, I think I'd go Hold On to the Nights endless summer night right here waiting. Oh,
They all
Yeah,
sound
read some of those. What's the second song on the Richard Marx song there?
Yeah.
Don't Mean Nothing? There was a Can't Fight the Feeling?
Yeah, it says Iggy looked up.
He did a cover?
And said Can't Find Wheels Are Turning from 1984. So
take that,
Iggy just dunked on everybody
while you're driving. Angelia's a good song too. I forgot to do that one.
This show is so stupid.
Angelia.
Wait, but Iggy, that album said it came out in 1984, but his debut album was until 1987.
What's up with that?
I just went by the songs. And it proved me right.
Plus America. Can't find. I'm gonna. No, it's by REO Speedwagon.
I know it's an REO Speedwagon song.
But he doesn't have one.
Pop, do you?
I just showed you a list of songs.
But he does not have a cover.
Then we're both wrong. Me and the Google who listed his songs are wrong.
Me and the Google.
He has I Can't Help It, and he also has Can't Lie to My Heart, but he has no songs titled Can't Fight This Feeling.
Right, well, Google.
Hello, Vivian?
KG must be on his way to service licks. Keep on trying, loser. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. He is not high on KG in O-Town.
Still ready for Trash Man and Water Guy Day at the
Algonquin.
Trash Guy and Water Man
Maintenance Day.
I see KG in O-Town has done a new video with... is it a cooking video? I haven't had a chance to watch it.
It's good, and the steak ended up looking very good.
With Andrea's steak sauce, or is Andrea's barbecue sauce?
He took a picture of it yesterday, saying might need to do a cooking show. But he does have a YouTube video that'll be dropping on the TMA STL YouTube channel after the program today.
Yeah, go ahead. Somebody else living off my coattails.
There's a lot of people doing that.
The video is not a cooking show.
And there is a couple Iggy references that are very good.
Wow. Well, Andrea's is the sponsor of the program. They have the steak house, of course, the steak sauce and the barbecue sauce. And it is all so delicious. If you are looking for a place to have a wonderful dining experiences, you have Andrea's Steakhouse. And if you are going to be cooking, you can never go wrong with utilizing that Andrea's steak sauce and the Andrea's barbecue sauce, which is available at Schnucks and Deerberg's now, along with the steak sauce, and Andreas.com. That is Andrea's sponsor here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, along with Maggie O'Brien's. If you are going to a Cardinal game, Cardinals and Nationals this weekend, park at Maggie O'Brien's and then take the $2 shuttle to the game. It's free parking at Maggie O'Brien's, and then the shuttle is $2, and you can enjoy the festivities with the Cardinals and the Nationals. And if you're having a party and looking for somebody to cater it, how about Maggie O'Brien's? The great Eddie McVeigh and his staff have been doing it for 4 decades now on downtown St. Louis's Market Street, and now the relatively newer location in Sunset Hills. It's Maggie O'Brien's. You know what you're going to get? A family-owned local Irish pub with great service, great food, and a great time. It's Maggie O'Brien's before and after a Cardinal game, before and after a concert in downtown St. Louis, and before and after a Doggies game, as they couldn't be more conveniently located. It's Maggie O'Brien's on Market Street and in Sunset Hills. Well, it is Friday, and it is a wonderful time for us to go to the drops of the week.
Morning after.
Drops of the week.
Yeah, you gotta drop it like a hot dog.
It's a wonderful drop.
Indeed it is.
Flip that off.
Buster Olney he's done. He's seen better days.
And then I'll videotape me boning the fish. So the fish could get off. Mookie Betts is not known as a home run hitter. What's he got, 15 this year?
No, he got 26. He's ready. He's on pace for 40.
When that woman walked down that runway, Lord have mercy, that's a walk.
We have 5 different Greg Warren clips in our system, you morons.
Yeah, Lane Thomas does things to people.
Let him have it.
What a yearning bottom.
I'm always confident with the British Open.
Hey, Tiffany and Brock, FYI, if your parents pay tuition for Villers Chaminade, then one trip to Fenton to go to Chuck's Boots isn't fooling anyone. Leave it to Vianney and St. Dominic's kids. Can't the Hoosiers have anything that's their own?
Lord have mercy, look at Kim Kardashian.
Iggy, I feel like you'd be able to rattle off some names.
You would, but he is. When did you notice a change?
Be a man and never take PTO. Like, at the end of the year, what do you peacock around? You got the biggest penis because you didn't take any time off work? Like,
What I really want is to take a dry scoop of pre-workout and have them spit the water into my mouth.
A yearning bottom.
I would think Maitland Ward would be up there as far as the top 4. She's kind of blown up.
Okay.
That was Drops of the Week.
okay.
Get it.
Oh, so wonderful. The Drops of the Week have made a glorious return, and they're strong, too, quite strong. For those of you who have not had a chance to read this morning's St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Derek Gould talking it over with Bill DeWitt. And Bill DeWitt said the following: "We thought at this point we would obviously be much better than we've been. We haven't played well in the first half to get up where we thought we would be. It's surprising. Not only did we feel like we had a very competitive club, and I think third parties thought so too. We were right up there at the top of our division, and it has not worked out that way." He was asked what he expects for the remainder of the season, and he said, quote, "I'd like to see the team have a very strong second half and play up to its capabilities. There is a lot of talent on the Cardinals." So, with regards to what does that mean for the Cardinals, John Mozeliak told Martin Kilcoyne in an interview that aired on the 2 Fox this week, "We are going to trade people. I just don't know if it's going to be household names or more of the guys who aren't likely to be here next year." So what does Bill DeWitt have to say about the state of things? He said, "I think the trade deadline always activates teams to look to finish strong or build to the future. However you choose to look at it, it's an opportunity. What ways do we think we can improve our club?" He was asked if he had the right leadership in place to make the turnaround moves, and he said, "I do. We've had a good run of success over the years with the current leadership group, and we're going to work hard to continue that." So, reading between the lines on that, or maybe you don't even have to read between the lines, that does not sound like he is planning on making changes to the Cardinal leadership staff to make this turnaround. Now, I want to say this before the discussion accelerates. I don't know if he would necessarily say or even hint at needing to make a change publicly if that were the case, but I would imagine many Cardinal fans read that and are disappointed to read that from him. Doug, your reaction?
Yeah, well, I've always really liked the DeWitts. In fact, I think they might be the best owners that any sports team has ever had in St. Louis. Who would be better? Who has done more for the city? Who has produced more winning teams than the DeWitts? I know everyone's frustrated right now that the team's so bad, and it's easy to blame the owner because he didn't spend $500 million on free agents. I just have always really liked them, and it's hard for me to be too critical because I think in the big picture they've done such a fantastic job that, I'll give them a horrible year and not, just claim that they're stupid idiots. I don't think they are. I think it's a year where everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and they find themselves in a position they never thought they would be in. I'm not surprised that he has no plans to fire Mozeliak. I wouldn't think that he would. Marmol, I thought would probably be replaced. I suppose that could still happen, but yeah, I guess if you've met the people several times and you got to know them, and we've had DeWitt Sr. on the show, a few times. He's just a wonderful guy. I just have a hard time being too hard on him. I just do.
Plowhawk, your reaction?
I think I'm with Doug a little bit, but also this year in particular, not in years, but this year was definitely preventable. Maybe not from the DeWitt side, but I'm talking like you have to go chain of command. They own the team. I just, looking at Mozeliak's history, and I realize they're not going to get rid of Mozeliak either. I think they already said they're going to finish his 2-year contract regardless. But I don't know. I just think baseball has gotten a little bit away from upper management in the Cardinals right now. We miss on almost every free agent we've been trying to get in the last 4 years. The DeWitts are fantastic. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I'm very critical of the Cardinals. Very critical. But it's hard to bash an ownership group like that because they are so nice. They do so much for the area. And in terms of what we have dealt with Kroenke and things like that, it's refreshing to have owners like that. But I still think this is not a one-and-done year. I think this roster could be a little rough next year if you don't make any moves. So I'd hate to have them just go, oh, this is a wash year, it's a bad year, and kind of bring back the same core, same, coaching staff, because I feel like that's a little dangerous, because what if you have it again next year?
Unfortunately, the analytics portion of it, which I think they depend on 90% of the time, is also is the deciding factor in who their manager is. They want a manager who agrees with that, who's going to listen to Mo. He's not going to fight back. I want this guy on the team. He's going to be a yes man. And I think that's kind of shown over the last 3 managers. Well, toward the end of Matheny's reign, but
I think that's just kind of the way baseball's handled by most teams nowadays. I think most of the managers get their walking orders from the GM, the president of baseball operations. I'm sure there are a few. There's a Dusty Baker and a Bruce Bochy who probably don't listen to everybody telling them what to do. But I think most of them, the young guard, probably do. They probably have someone telling them, here's what we're going to do.
And I'm not a baseball nerd, so I want it to be more like Cohen, to where he's very outspoken as an owner. I'm not saying the DeWitts will ever be like that, but spends money, and I understand the money spent doesn't mean, wins and the results aren't there, but that's the kind of owner I would like, or the kind of
richest owner
president
too.
of baseball
it helps
operations
to be the richest of all the Major League Baseball owners. It's easier to spend that cash if you got more money than everybody else.
No, I agree, but I'm not that personality. Certainly the cash that's another thing.
well, and you have to change, and it seems like what they do is they, in the offseason, well, we got enough to win this division, so we'll do that and then take our chance in the playoffs. I mean, you can't put a team together like that. You got to worry about, we can win the division, but we're going to beat everybody else. Just like the last 8 years they've been in the playoffs, they've had enough to get in, but then they get in the playoffs and they get swept.
Yeah.
They don't have enough to go on. And that philosophy has to go. Okay, we got this guy that should get us over the hump to win this division. How about two more that's going to get us over the hump to win the World Series?
Mm-hmm. They've made some really poor decisions on some important players over the last 5 or 6 years now. Some really poor decisions. So somewhere along the line, they've got to change the way they're looking at things. There needs to be a change somewhere in either the analytics department or the philosophy of the type of player they're looking for, or free agents they're trying to sign, because they've had it's gone on half a dozen years or so where there's been some really incredibly poor decisions on free agents and long-term signings of some of their own players.
And so, to me, Doug, going back to what you just said right there, I really feel like that has got to be the centerpiece of the discussion regarding the state of the Cardinals at the moment and where the organization goes in the short term and how it impacts the long term. And I sensed that what Bill DeWitt said in this interview with Derek Gould in the Post-Dispatch is what he would say. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean that is what he is exactly thinking, and maybe he wants to see how the final 3 months of the season play out. And either way, I wouldn't expect him to hashtag hold him accountable in public either way. But this thing about, the past is, at this point, relatively distant when you talk about the success. And he says, when asked if he had the right leadership in place to make the turnaround take place for the Cardinals, he said, I do. We've had a good run of success over the years with the current leadership group, and we're going to work hard to continue that. And yes, if you start back in John Mozeliak's first set of years, first 7 years, I suppose, 2009 through 2015, I mean, I don't know what organization wouldn't take that. Right. Those were some incredible teams, including a world championship and another pennant in there, and some really quality teams that didn't win a pennant, including a team in the 2009 team that I think was one of the best Cardinal teams I've seen in the DeWitt era. It just got swept out of the playoffs by the Dodgers. Matt Holliday dropped that fly ball, and they wound up losing the next game in St. Louis and were swept out. But what's taken place since 2015 is certainly not anything that other organizations would be envious of. And when you're going back to whatever year you would want to cite, whether it be 2014 when they went to the NLCS or 2015 when they won 100 games but lost in the first round of the Cubs in 4, that's a while ago. And the problems have been really going back to 2016, 17, 18. They were kind of in the middle and didn't do anything at the trade deadline of substance. And then, of course, really not much success, relatively speaking, since then. Won a playoff series against the Braves, surprising, I think, most people in baseball, and then were treated like Missouri against Alabama by the Nationals in the NLCS, and that's what you have to speak for since 2015. So I push back on the idea that there's been a good run of success over the years if we're going to focus on recent time, and then that speaks to the current model that is being used, and then you go, okay, well, what has caused the lack of success if we're going to acknowledge that since 2015, and you would point to evaluation of both the free agents who have been acquired or the players they have traded away and then had great success with other organizations. None of this is personal. The math is sitting there, and the math is not subjective, it's objective, and the math is damning. And so I don't agree with him that the current leadership has a track record of success that warrants being the people in place to lead the turnaround, because it's this current leadership group that got them into this spot, and it's this current leadership group that has won one playoff series since the Cardinals won against the Dodgers on Matt Adams' home run. So we're going back 9 years. That's in place. So that's where I'm coming from.
I have a question, maybe a dumb question, but I'm not for sure. So is there a different department between the scouting department and talent evaluation? Are they all?
It's all under one umbrella. All under one umbrella.
Because
the business side, and there's a baseball side.
They have missed on some draft picks, but I think as of late they've kind of had a good run of first to second round picks that are coming through the organization. So it's not necessarily drafting, but I feel as of late, like developing that talent, knowing what they could potentially be at or what they could potentially get in the open market for trading. I don't think they're all on the same page there because of, like you said, Tim, regurgitating all the players, the free agents we've signed, the players we kind of have let go. Now, there are some trades we've won on, but for the most part, I feel like players get so much better once they leave this organization. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and that has to be talent evaluation, right? Or getting players prepped and ready for the next level, making sure they get enough at bats on the next level.
You got to add that part in there. You got to add that part in the discussion. I mean, listen, I'm not. It's not fair to go. Okay, if this were going on in New York or Philadelphia or Boston, you know, I mean, there would be absolute changes. But I'm not saying that that's the precedent or the standard that should be followed. And we know the DeWitts certainly don't operate that way, and I think that has benefited them. However, at this particular point, I mean, when you're talking about the number of players who are former Cardinals and still young, who the Cardinals let go, and how it all transpired that they're not with the organization, in addition to the players the Cardinals signed and how much of a disaster that has been since, again, going back to using 2016 as our starting point, since 2015 was that 100-win season that kind of concluded the first half of the Mozeliak era. It's damning, and I cannot imagine, even if you were in a relatively tepid baseball market, and by that I mean where you don't have, you know, New York, Philadelphia, Boston kind of situation, that people would be tolerating it. It's damning. And so from that standpoint, I have no idea what you have seen over the last 7 years, and by you I'm talking about Bill DeWitt, 7 or 8 years, that makes you go, yes, this leadership group is the one to learn or to lead the turnaround, because I don't know if they've learned from their mistakes. I mean, there are so many mistakes. The Contreras thing is something that could wind up hurting the organization for a number of years. And that's a monster mistake. It's one thing when you're trading assets away and then you start to see them become all-stars, and we saw plenty of that over the last 4 days. It's another thing when you see you're trading a guy away and he wins the Cy Young. It's another thing when you trade a guy away and he starts the all-star game. But what is going on with the free agent signings? And keep in mind, by the way, the Cardinals dodged bullets since 2015 and are fortunate that Jason Hayward did not take the deal they put on the table. And we're fortunate that David Price decided to sign with the Red Sox and not the Cardinals, because the Cardinals could have had another Contreras situation or two 8 years ago. So
Stanton,
there were some
too.
bullets that were dodged.
They wanted Stanton.
Sure.
He hadn't done anything.
Yeah, I think when you look at that like what you're kind of talking about when they talk about that run of success was the differences is like 2011 through like part of 2014, it was very proactive moves, whether it be moving Colby Rasmus at the deadline, getting the bullpen armed, which led to the 2011 World Series, or getting rid of Alan Craig's contract when they're showing to go down. Then you start in like the Dexter Fowler portion of it where it becomes extremely reactive, I feel, where they're not making moves very proactively. Or Steven Matz is the only offseason move you make, and now everything's reactive, and the proof is in the pudding when you're grabbing guys like Lester and Happ at the deadline, or Montgomery and Quintana, which worked out, but it's all reactive stuff as opposed to being proactive.
And putting players on pedestals, we talk about this all the time. I mean, Juan Soto is not having a tremendous year by any means. He's still an all-star. He still has 15 bombs, 47 ribbies. Acting like Carlson was your future and then barely playing him and he kind of a shell of himself the last year.
Yeah.
Like, all of that to me just kind of... And Max Scherzer basically begging to come here in free agency. I forgot what year that was, 2014, 2013, I forgot which one. It's just... And you pick Steven Matz over Zach Wheeler, even though Zach Wheeler would have been a trade situation. Like, we always pick the lowest of the hanging fruit that never work out. And I hate having guys wanting to come here, but we decide to spend less on a Steven Matz type players. Mike Leake, for example. All these guys just never live up to the hype. We overpay and underperform.
Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881-TMA5, EDF Group text inbox. Email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. The Design Air Heating and Cooling email today comes your way in about 34 minutes. Chris Kerber will be hosting Balloon Party today, driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, and Jackson and I will return in studio in St. Louis on Monday for Balloon Party and, of course, the Ryan Kelly morning after. And I guess QFTA, Jackson. I mean, no QFTA for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and people are going to be hungry.
They're
starving.
back. Well, I know. I was planning. I was planning on doing it from down here, but we'll get back to it next week. Check out Mentality today at lowtusa.com. Go to lowtusa.com. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restores their ability to perform normally at all levels. Go to lowtusa.com. Doug, Jackson, tell me about getting your hair done.
Yeah, Doug, we're now almost 2 weeks.
A little more than 2 weeks.
A little more than 2 weeks.
2 weeks and 2 days, I guess, from when I had the FUE procedure, where they take little hair grafts from the side and the back of your head and put it where you're thin. For me, it's mostly the hairline. I don't know if you can see on YouTube how it's growing in. I got some fuzzy stuff up there.
Bill.
It's starting to come in. Now, you don't really see a lot of results. Usually most people tell about 3 months and then see big results. They say 6 to 8 months, and the full result at about a year. Mm-hmm. So it does take a while. It's not like you go in there on Monday. On Tuesday, you look like Fabio. I'm hoping to at least look like Quinn Snyder's father here in about 6 to 8 months.
Shout out the Hawks.
Yeah. But Dr. Polinga is just a fantastic guy at this. He's done lots of these, and hundreds, maybe thousands of them. I don't know. He's been around a long time, knows exactly what he's doing. Greg Kryling, the founder of the operation, will go with you and talk about everything, talk about all your solutions. Obviously, the solutions are different depending on your own hair situation. Not everybody has to go through the surgical procedure. Some people just have a topical fix, or they use the finasteride, or they use the helmet that you're wearing. Yep. All kinds of different solutions. So if you're always frustrated with the way your hair looks, if it's holding you back socially, if it makes your Tinder profile look worse than what you want it to look like, go ahead and go for it. There are solutions out there, and one of the best places in America is right here in St. Louis Hair Restoration.
Yep, I use the finasteride. They got me on that with the laser cap. We talked about just a second ago about being reactive versus proactive. Be proactive in regrowing your hair. Talk to St. Louis Hair Restoration. They have plenty of different solutions for you. I'm on the finasteride and the laser cap. Doug, go with the FUE and everything in between. It's St. Louis Hair Restoration, stlouishairrestoration.com.
If you go to that website, look at some of the before and after pictures. They're just incredible. You think it's fake. You think it's a different guy, but it isn't. They really have worked miracles for a lot of people, and they can do it for you.
Great to have them on board. And Doug, based on how it's gone for you so far, maybe I'm going to be doing the same thing sometime next year. Get your short game in order. Get your ball striking in order at Family Golf and Learning Center. I connected one of our listeners with Adam Betts, owner of Family Golf, via email yesterday or 2 days ago. It's Family Golf and Learning Center. They have monthly clinics. They have adult clinics. They have summer camps. They have private instruction, a great staff of instructors at Family Golf. And they have a par 3, which I go out with my 5-year-old and play. And they also have a double-decker driving range as well. You can enjoy lunch or dinner on the terrace in their wonderful patio of the Back 9 Bar and Grill, and host events like birthday parties, graduation parties, corporate events, and clinics, all at Family Golf. They make St. Louis better at golf. Learn, practice, play your best golf at Family Golf and Learning Center, familygolfonline.com. Send your emails in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com, and apply to be TMA Listener of the Month. It's the Milagro Tequila TMA Listener of the Month. Go to TMASTL.com. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. And perhaps you're interested in some TMA merchandise. Go to TMASTLshop.com and check that out as well. T-shirts and all kinds of fun and games available for you at TMASTLshop.com. We'll take a commercial break, come back with our 9 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. This is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net. Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and we are thrilled to have another new sponsor on board the show. A couple of guys I have gotten to know. Longo Biggs, Injury Law, Doug Biggs, and C.D. Longo here with me. And C.D., one of the things that I want our audience to know is this. When people get injured in an accident, they don't necessarily know what to do, and that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah. Tim, it can be a very confusing process. If you get hurt in a car accident or injured some other way, people do not know what to do. They don't even know how to start a claim. We're going to take the hassle out of your hands and make the entire process very easy. Injury cases are potentially worth a lot of money. We're going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. We're very excited to be part of the TMA family. Hoping to have a lot of fun with this. If you are a loved one, do get injured, please remember us at Longo Biggs Injury Law. You can visit our website at longobiggs.com, and that is Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229. Or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Disconnect from the daily grind with something far more powerful. The oceans and lakes around you. The Yamaha 2023 Wave Runner lineup offers everything, including the Built for Fun EX Series, the race-ready GP Series with performance-enhancing technology, and the top-of-the-line FX Series. Chase a thrill or find an escape with Yamaha Wave Runners, designed to bring you closer to everything you love about the water. Get your 2023 Yamaha Wave Runner at Big St. Charles Motorsports, located on I-70 at Cave Springs in St. Charles, Missouri.
Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group. the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
There's always been a lot more riding on Metro Transit than people. Like hundreds of careers with competitive pay, training, opportunities for overtime, and real benefits that really benefit your family. But hey, right now there's even more, a $5,000 signing bonus. We are hiring everyone from Metro Coloride, Metrobus, and Metrolink operators to electricians and mechanics. Learn more at workatmetrostl.com and ride on to a real future. Workatmetrostl.com.
Doug Vaughn here alongside Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. Ryan, a lot of people right now need cash, and they need it right now. What can you do to help them out?
You're not lying about that. You know, a lot of folks out there have a low interest rate, maybe a 3%, and they know rates are high now, but at the same time, they are struggling to make their monthly payments on credit cards, tuitions, car repairs, whatever it might be. There just isn't enough money to get through the month. And we hear about, you know, how much everything costs so much more now, but is your salary keeping up with that? Is your pay? Probably not. And that's why you are where you are, and you're not the only one. Folks out there are battling credit card debt like never before. In fact, Doug, I read an article earlier this week that credit card debt in the U.S. has now topped $940 billion. That's great for those greedy credit card companies, but not for our homeowners. There is a solution. It's a cash-out refinance. While your home is worth probably the most it's ever been, tap into that equity, pull out the cash, and get caught up on everything. Learn more today by visiting thehomeloanexpert.com.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award, and if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
I'm gay.
Now,
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Here we are, Doug. Isn't it weird? I can hear myself and you.
Yeah.
I can't hear the music out of my headset.
Why is that?
Isn't that the weirdest thing on the planet?
That seems wrong to me.
That's what I thought too.
Because it's great music.
Yeah. I just don't know why it won't play. It won't work.
Okay.
But we're back. We're waiting.
Everyone else just kind of comes and goes.
What up, bud? Yeah, I can't hear the music out of my headset. It's weird.
All right.
What up, Tim? We just got back.
Welcome back to the show.
We're here.
It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Michelob Ultra Studios. Bad boys. Everywhere. Cute boys. Naughty boys. Getting ready for the weekend.
Well, who's the naughtiest amongst us?
Probably Iggy. He banged 500.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got to get a little naughty at some point in that.
Yeah, I guess. You know, he'd be my vote, I guess. You know, Tim, you coming back when? Monday?
Flying back Saturday. Back in studio Monday.
Okay.
So it's been a wonderful time. Great time with the family. My parents getting a chance to spend time with my two sons, and very grateful for the time. And I think the setup worked fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, Doug. But you've used this Google Chromebook, which is what we use to connect when you were doing the show from home, and it's just 2 clicks, and there I am.
It's been flawless so far.
Live on the radio and live on YouTube.
Yeah, it sounds great. Sounds like you're sitting right here with us.
Yeah, so so that wound up working out because I wanted to take a little longer down here, but I didn't think it would be good to miss however many shows I would have missed. I guess it would have been 7 TMA shows. So it wound up working out and just go out in the backyard. I was worried that it might, like, neighbors would be irritated, not necessarily with my voice, because I think my voice gets people off, but the words that come out of my mouth during this show, they're not necessarily for everyone.
No,
tell them to mind your own business.
Yeah,
they're not G-rated.
Yeah, it's NC-17 content.
Is that what it would be? Our show would be rated what, PG-13?
Yeah,
probably?
yeah, because we don't swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get around it with
PG-13.
more creative language.
Ours would be a PG-13, strong sexual content, some mature
smoking
discussions, and smoking.
Yeah.
We don't smoke on the air, so.
Well, at remotes.
And occasional nipple clamps.
I don't smoke.
That happened today.
I don't smoke during the show, during remotes. I wait till a break, then I go smoke.
Tim, glad to hear you've had a good time. You deserve it. Also, I came home randy from a KC member meeting last night. After about a half dozen Budweisers broke out the vibrators and beads, unlike Buzz, my holes don't get touched. I'm dragging a little myself this morning. Great night. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
Oh, maybe we are R-rated.
No, I don't think so. I don't like how he's like dissing Buzz because Buzz gets fingered. Like that's kink shaming.
Well, yeah, it's kink shaming. It's kink shaming.
Do that though.
No, but like if that gets Buzz, buzzing, then what's Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack got a problem with?
He shouldn't have any problem at all based on his wife and the beautiful family he's got living there on the peninsula.
Right. Live and let live.
So we all have problems.
That email said he got drunk and got fisted?
I don't think he said that much.
Sounds like they used toys and beads last night is what Scott's insinuating.
And a strap-on.
Oh.
I don't know if there was any pegging or not. Scott, you can call in, or Mrs. Ballsack, you can call in. The number is 636-9004-TMA. Email in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com, or text into the EDF Group text inbox. That's what you can do. We have that Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today coming your way in a matter of, less than 20 minutes, and then we will shut it down for the weekend and be back entertaining millions and millions on Monday morning here on 105.7 HD2 FM and youtube.com/TMASTL and TMASTL.com and wherever it is that you may podcast. It is the Ryan Kelly Morning After, approaching our 19th anniversary. Producer Joe knows the exact date. It might be 19 years ago today, actually. I think it was in the around July 20th or something. Producer Joe always gives me that date. I don't know. Doug, but I know we're going to have a gala for our 19th birthday.
Oh, okay. Speaking of HD2, you know how sometimes people have trouble getting the signal if their car is not new enough or something, or their radio's not new enough? I was down in my basement the other day, on my little workbench area, and I have this boom box that I must have gotten 30 years ago or more as the radio for down there. And I turn that on. All it's got is a little, antenna that comes up. I turn it on, and there was our show. I could hear our show.
Really?
On HD2.
How do you like that?
The replay of our show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I was
unbelievable.
stunned. I said, how's that work? This old boom box gets HD2 radio? But it did.
Wow. HD2 boombox.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is if you have an old car that doesn't have it, go to a thrift shop or Goodwill and try to find yourself a 30 or 40-year-old boombox.
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't know that was possible, but there it was.
I didn't either. I didn't think that was available on those kinds of devices. I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
That's great. I have no idea. I don't even know if there's a real, and I mean by real, I mean scientific way, not a sample size way, to know what the vast majority of the listenership accesses the hashtag content, but I would think it's through the app or some kind of live stream service. That's I think the radio thing is kind of a neither here nor there at this point, which is great because that means we can kind of do whatever. That's the way the world has moved.
Yeah.
So that is great. Now, I recognize, Doug, you're going to say for people like, who are older, that's not necessarily the way they access stuff. But I would say for the people who are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, that I would think most are listening via the app or some kind of streaming service. And then I think even more go back and I don't know about even more, but then even probably the next highest percentage would just go back and podcast it. So they're not listening live.
Yeah, I think the majority of our listeners don't work, so they're not.
They're in prison.
They're not going to be in their car, so
they're doing laundry and things in prison.
Oh no, a couple of them have work relief.
They don't have HD2 radios
Right.
at home, so they're listening on an app.
They deliver tacos in Wentzville, the Wentzville territories.
Oh, that's right. Huh.
Lucrative.
Well, I still have people ask me how to get it in the car, and when I'm in the car, I want to listen to the radio, the show on the radio, and keep my phone open. I don't want to listen to the app in the car.
See, my boy,
really, but I mean, you can.
I know you can. I know you can. I'd rather hear it out of my car stereo than on my phone.
Yeah, my boy Mace Dog. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a legit player. So he actually. So I was with him the other day, and he has his work car. It's like a brand new kind of electric vehicle, very, high intensity, very slick, like screen. And he didn't know how to get to the HD2. Apparently, when you're on like the FM, there's a number 2 button that you can click.
Right.
That's
right
correct.
underneath of it. Yeah. So I did not know that that's how you could access it in some vehicle.
Yeah. When you use Apple CarPlay and you plug it in, one of the apps, our TMA STL app, opens up on CarPlay. You just hit that and hit Listen Live. 2 clicks on CarPlay, and you got the same idea as HD2 radio right in your car.
Yeah.
And it's so much better than regular radio because. It takes a lot to find it, but once you find it, you hear Sinbad.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Sinbad.
over and over again.
Greg Warren and then Sinbad again.
You think there's something wrong with the radio? It keeps playing the same thing.
Sinbad.
Skipping.
That's correct. You can also hear about Glen Betts Jewelers in business in St. Louis since 1941 and operated by the 3rd and 4th generation of the Betts family. The Glen Betts difference is you are served personally. You're not sold. Glen Betts Jewelers develops relationships through generations of your family, too. They get to know your likes, lifestyle, and who and what you love. And those are the 3 L's. Go online at glenbettsjewelers.com. GLENNBETZ Jewelers.com, located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester and De Pere. In the jewelry business, there is good, there is better, and then there is Betts. The Betts family passion for serving their customers has been passed down from generation to generation. It's Glen Betts Jewelers. And another wonderful sponsor here of the program that makes this program possible is the Illinois Recovery Center, and that is a new recovery facility in Swansea, Illinois. I had no idea until I was talking with the fine people from the Illinois Recovery Center about the lack of facilities such as the new Illinois Recovery Center in the St. Louis area. It is really eye-opening, and so they are truly filling a need, and they are doing wonderful things. It's the Illinois Recovery Center. Illinois Recovery Center is the new premier inpatient substance abuse facility in Swansea, Illinois. When it comes to the disease of addiction, getting help should not be as difficult as it currently is. The Illinois Recovery Center's mission is to be the receiving hand in the community when someone seeks help. The IRC delivers a comprehensive system of care that welcomes both the individuals struggling and family alike. If you or someone you know wants to learn about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com. Again, that's 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com. And probably, if you could, work with the wonderful people there who are doing some incredible work at the Illinois Recovery Center. In about 10 minutes, we will have our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And you can get involved by emailing in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. All new cars starting around 2015 have HD station capacity. I use my Alexa Echo speaker at home to get any app you want, including HD. That is from the 314. I YouTube Live. Listen to the whole show again on the app to break down game film, and then listen to the HD2 Greg Warren Swopes Picks channel in the car. Is that what it's called now? It's called the Greg Warren Swopes Picks channel?
Yeah, we're looking at like maybe a less wordy title, but that's like the in-place title for now.
I didn't know that.
Returned.
Yeah.
Not all of us have CarPlay, you rich, spoiled jackass. That's from Mr. Big Cream.
I guess
It really felt passive-aggressive, elitist.
Right. I didn't mean
What
to.
other words, Doug?
I would highly suggest it because it might be the coolest thing ever. But yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
You were a horse's ass for doing that.
So we can only talk about stuff that applies to every single human being in the audience.
Pretty much.
Correct.
If you want to be inclusive.
It's going to be a little narrow.
Narrow casting.
Yeah.
Eat at Wendy's. Go to a monster truck rally.
That's everybody? Have you ever been to a monster truck rally?
I've been to, like, tractor pulls.
Oh, God.
Doug, let's all get involved in one of those.
I don't want to do that. And that's just to see how much weight a certain tractor can pull.
Yeah, the best part of the job is the hose guy. So, like, after each round, it's almost like the Zamboni of that,
Who's your Zamboni?
Yeah, you just have the big fire hose, and you got 4 or 5 dudes just spraying down the mud. The next round.
To see if a tractor can pull a weight through the mud?
Yeah, pull a car. Yeah.
And where's the entertainment value in all this?
The cheap beers.
Is that what it is?
I thought a tractor pull is where humans try to pull a tractor.
No.
Oh, my God. That'd be great. That'd actually be way better. But no, it's like you put like a big car in the mud, and you see if your souped-up tractor can pull it all the way through.
That's the strongest man competition. ESPN was big on that when they were looking for content.
Oh, yeah. But many people didn't know that was like a slightly downhill when you were pulling the car, so it made it like a lot easier. Nonetheless, a great
Fair
feat,
enough,
but,
though. It'd be hard to pull it uphill.
A tractor? Yeah, I don't think so.
There was a time when ESPN, basically, other than SportsCenter, had nothing. Tractor pulls and world's strongest man competition and equestrian and.
Well, they didn't have the rights yet to some.
Yeah,
of
they
the
just played crap.
Oh, PBA was huge, man. The PBA bowling was huge on ESPN.
Yeah, then PBA got rid of them, which
some of the college programs folded, which hurt the interest level around the
big majors.
I basically told the PBA many years ago when Fox came up with Fox 2 and NBC came up with their secondary cable channel. I said, why are you still paying ESPN? They paid ESPN to have their tournaments.
You got that straightened out?
I said, why are you paying ESPN when there's these other outlets that would pay you to be on there for their content? But yet you continue to pay because you think ESPN is so big, and it's not anymore. Yeah, just the last few years, they dumped ESPN and went to Fox. How about that? I told you that 10 years ago.
Why don't they listen to you?
Well, because they're idiots.
They are.
That's why they're losing money and nobody's watching. I don't even think they have a SB Bowling Award anymore. I didn't see one given out.
I don't think that would necessarily move the needle.
No, but I went back and looked because I went to all of the places that had all of the winners from the ESPYs. They had everybody listed. Equestrian rider, everybody. There was no ESPY for bowling.
Well, who would be the bowler of the year?
I don't know. It's just whoever the favorite is.
Jackie Bowling.
Belmonte usually wins it. And last year, Guppy Troop's kid Kyle won it because he's got a big fro.
Is there a better name in sports than Guppy Troop?
It's so ridiculous it can't be made up.
There was like 5 words in succession there that I didn't understand.
No, Guppy was very flamboyant. He actually sent me a pair of his bowling shoes. He had little fishes painted on them. Little guppies.
These guys
are.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle Troop is just because he wears flamboyant clothes, like matching outfits that have all these wild colors, and he picks his hair. He's got a big fro. So that's why.
Didn't Guppy have a fro too?
He had like a perm.
Oh.
So that's why people think he's cool because of his hair. But I searched everywhere last night, and there was no SB for bowling. So maybe because ESPN is no longer a part of the PBA, they just dropped bowling. I don't know.
Could be.
Tim, you want to expound on this topic?
No, actually, the 8:30 Recreator says, Tim, please shut him and his bowling talk down now. That's from the 8:30.
Plowsy brought it up. He said the PBA.
I did. I know. I just said that was like the mainstay when I was a kid. When we first got cable, the PBA bowling was on all over.
Yeah.
All over.
Plowsy brought it
Women's
up, and I said why they're no longer there.
Back in the 60s, it was a big TV sport. Every Saturday afternoon it'd be on. And the guy would roll, and then they'd get a tight shot of a guy's hand with a pencil marking the score on the score sheet.
That was in the early days. That was Andy Verapapa, and I think Billy Whaley started it, and then when it got popular in the 70s and 80s on ABC right before Wild World of Sports, it was Chris Schenkel and Bo Burton.
Oh, yeah.
And that was must-see TV.
Mm-hmm. I guess it was easy to televise. Didn't take a whole lot of cameras and a whole lot of action.
Not really.
It was probably inexpensive to televise it.
I worked for him a couple times at the King Louis. Bo got me on the ABC staff for the weekend to help set up. And it's kind of fun to watch how they set up this broadcast, all the wires going around and the TV cameras and the lights and sound and everything they set up, how they close off the two lanes. It's kind of fun to watch. I just got to run the jugs gun.
Jugs gun?
Yeah, I would stand behind Chris and Bo, and I would point the jugs gun, the speed gun, so Bo would know how fast the shot was. They didn't have all those graphics they could put up now, but Bo would look back, how much? And I'd show him the gun. And one time, Chris Schenkel brought his niece with her.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And I was back there flirting with her, and I didn't.
Of course.
I didn't point.
I'm sure you had her too
and
later, right?
Boy, Bo looked back and kind of slapped me. I said, 26. He goes, that was maybe the fastest shot I ever heard. I just heard he threw it 26 miles an hour. I just made it up.
What's a good speed? What's the optimum speed in bowling?
Usually 19 miles an hour.
19? And the best bowlers, what, 16-pound balls?
Most of them are going to 15-pound now.
15 at 19 miles an hour.
More revs. Enough of this. All I do know is that I would be winning $100 if I got lucky and Jackson played the wrong Haja guard on my team.
What?
Are we still talking about bowling?
I have our Haja guard on my fantasy team, and he's +5. And Haja guard is -7.
Is that the name, Harsgard?
So maybe if Jackson actually entered the wrong one, I'm probably winning $100.
I don't believe you are.
Entered the wrong one.
Yeah, that's on you, Jackson.
There's two Harsh guards. One's 5 over, who I have, and the other one's 7 under.
Neither of you are cashing, so unfortunately.
I feel bad for the children.
Yeah, we are losing
I'm not
money.
cashing. I got leading.
You're not. I don't know what to tell you.
It's just a poor selection of players.
Yeah, you got our
with
Harsh
research.
Guard.
Yeah, I got Harsh guard.
Yeah, idiot.
Tim, did you play any this week?
I did not. I did not play any this week. I'm kind of detached when I'm out of town, so I did not play any Scottish Open. Excuse me while I go jab pencils in my ear. This is agonizing. Nice little bow to wrap up this week of crap. Let's shut it down and try again on Monday. That's in the birthday hawk. This is the worst segment in this show's 19-year history. That's from Brian Henson. I'm about to turn into oncoming traffic, Tim. Save me life. That's from Steve in Wildwood. Iggy, stop telling so many good stories. I'm starting to get whiplash here to my neck. Make it stop. That's from the 314. Glumpy Triple X says, please someone pull my ears off. I hate this.
We get the idea.
8:30 Recreator says, damn it, why?
And it's a shame because I had some good Chris Schenkel stories I was going to tell.
Oh.
Not now. Screw it.
People aren't going to get to hear them now?
No, I was going to go
You're
into
bow-guarding content.
He was one of the top sportscasters of his time.
Oh, I think he's one of the best. He did everything. He was such a nice guy, too. But I have some great stories.
Like what happened to Chris Schenkel?
I'm not telling him. Screw it.
You're going to keep him close to the vest.
No, you can
People are pulling their ears off their
text
head.
in, say, terrible segment. Well, I was getting into a Chris Schenkel story, but not now.
These segments are important come September.
He was just easing into that.
Chris Schenkel's still alive? He's not, is he?
No. He's a good old boy from Indianapolis, Indiana, I believe. Little town in Indiana.
That's where Indianapolis is.
Yeah. But it was. I meant to say Indiana, some small little town in Indiana.
Yeah.
Brian Henson's in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and you should know Chris Schenkel. He's probably a legend there. And you're saying this is a terrible segment. I'm talking about one of your hometown heroes.
Yeah. Take that, Henson. Henson had it coming.
Well, most of our listeners aren't old enough to know how popular bowling was back in the 70s, 80s.
You said they are
on
or
ABC.
not?
No. I can promise you I am not. I am one of those. I do not understand the magnitude of bowling.
No, you probably don't look back on the 1960s era of bowling with great fondness.
No, personally, the peak of bowling to me is Big Lebowski, and that's where it starts and stops.
Okay.
Boy,
did you miss out on an exciting era.
Didn't ESPN used to carry the Harlem Globetrotters? Like they would play Harlem Globetrotters like highlights?
They
like
play
every
the
night?
And1
maybe.
mixtape tour every Saturday.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know if
I thought that I used to.
They may have. Yeah, they played
It would
everything.
be like highlights of it when you know that how it was like WWE highlights essentially.
We're killing it.
There was another documentary.
This segment, we're killing
There was another documentary on Netflix, The Rise and Fall of And1.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
it, yeah. I've seen it. It's good.
I had a pair of those shoes. They actually came to the studio and gave us all a pair.
Yeah, they were affordable. That was the thing. They were not expensive.
Anybody want to comment on that topic?
No, it was a heck of a little story.
I think that's
Still waiting for more bowling talk.
That bow is already tied.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Woot. Somebody else riding on my coattails. Get over yourself, galloping gourmet. You gonna look that hot piece of ass Julia Child in the face and tell her you were the first one to do a cooking show? Iggy dig, KG dig, back and forth and back. Even Ronnie Millsap could see the sexual tension that's going on here. So why don't you two do what me and my cubicle roommate Ralphie just did and start making out with each other? But this email's about perfection. Kevin Kunnert gives Rudy Tomjanovich a little love tap attention getter.
No.
And the dude is laying on the court crying like a baby. Tim just did an entire show with the sun glaring on his flippin' laptop. There are lots of us out here that are just damn proud of him. We are lemmings, hear us roar, and numbers too big to ignore. And we know too much to go back and pretend, 'cause we've heard it all before. And we've been down there on the floor, and no one's ever going to keep us down again. Yes, Tim is wise, but it's wisdom born of pain. Yes, he's paid the price, but look how much we've all gained. If he has to, Tim can do anything. He is strong. He is invincible. He is Tim. Doug, that's from Anita Ramming.
Nice.
Anita Ramming.
Nice Helen Reddy song.
And Young. Hey, Tim, I just wanted to thank you for taking time away from your vacation to be on the show. Means a lot. Thanks, and have a great weekend. That's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin, a.k.a. ASMR Chris, and their partner ASMR Quentin. This message is from Mr. Tim McKernan. Hi, Tim. We received a note from Ken Strode at Negril111@AOL.com informing us that you may be stopping by for a sale in our boat. Seemed a bit odd, but Mr. Strode became belligerent when we questioned his motives for offering us up as acquaintances sailboat to a complete stranger. So we decided not to press him any further and ready to bed in anticipation of your arrival. Please find us on YouTube for directions to said boat. We'll include the door code in our next Whisper video, so be sure to tickle that bell for notifications. Happy tingles, Doug. That's Brian Henshin.
Sure. Brian Henshin.
Is this Richard Marx? Tim? Doug? Plowsy? Kenny here. I'm sitting in the corner. Is this Richie Marx? Pete? Hey, Pete. Yeah, Pete. Is this Richie Marx? And Young. Wow, what a day for Boots. The day started with him responding to our Virgin Prince's observation about Post Malone by declaring how it's sad that St. Louis doesn't get the big acts anymore. You know, like the Beach Boys, Dolly Parton, Frank Sinatra, Chuck Berry, and The Cure. Hey, speaking of The Cure, did you all know Ken went to The Cure? They can sell at an old country buffet while Taylor Swift is here selling out entire football stadiums. So yeah, per the old leather boot buckle, they're basically equally popular. Any hoodles, this email's a little long, so I'll be back with part 2 later, Skater. It's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin, president of the TMA fan page, Asian division.
No.
All lies. Every part of that email is a lie.
Brian Henshin, #2, president of Asian listening division.
So we're going to get 3 emails from him?
Here's the third.
Jesus.
Sorry, had to check in one last time. That's about enough, Ken, for the rest of literally my entire life. Thanks. That's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin, a.k.a. ASMR Chris Schenkels. He was in his mid-80s by the time I was born, so I'm just assuming he's long gone by now. So no specific codes, but it is my birthday in a few months, so direct all well wishes and countdowns to Negril111@AOL.com.
Brian Henshin, point 3.
I'm truly baffled. To celebrate Shark Week, the Cardinals are giving away a bobblehead of Lars Nootbaar surfing on top of a shark. Not one single person has even thought about Shark Week, a mildly popular cable TV event from 2010, at any point in the last decade. And later this season, they're featuring Gary Gaetti and Brad Thompson bobbleheads. Do we really think some kid out there is saying, Mommy, I know the team is 15 games under 500, but can we please go sit in the sweltering heat of Busch Stadium and snag a miniature studio or statue of our third baseman who had a marginally good season in 1996? I'm still trying to get over the Mark Whitten bobblehead promotion. The guy played 244 games over a season and a half and only 39 career home runs as a Cardinal. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Redbirds promote the 10th anniversary of Kevin Segrist and Seth Maness requiring career-ending Tommy John surgery in some sort of double bobblehead theme night. Maybe they can hand out a bobblehead of a little lesbian guy holding a microphone to commemorate the anniversary of Plowboy's failed stand-up comedy routine at Ballpark Village. At some point next season, I fully expect to receive a signed glossy of Randall Grichuk and Doug sitting in a hot tub. We want more wins, better free agent signings, and fewer useless garbage giveaways. Tired, period, of, period, it, period, JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
Seth Maness.
And finally, today's first hour was one of the most insanely idiotic segments I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent discussion were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this audience is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Iggy's just yelling random non sequiturs himself and then mumbling something about bullying, but really he's talking to Dennis Chard's Upholstery, which confuses Tim. Let me explain. Dennis Chard's Upholstery took his name from one of Iggy's West Side Story Brentwood friends, who was not happy that Iggy bled in his car 50 years ago.
Yeah, we know that.
Now, this presumably sexually frustrated incel likes to hate listen to TMA and then bitch about it on the corporate feedback form, which gets Iggy's dander up. Instead of ignoring it, Iggy validates this psychotic behavior by talking about it on the air, which only ensures that it will indeed continue. And before I forget, Iggy wants to know if you want him to book Chris Catton to come in studio next Friday. You can talk Night at the Roxbury and Corky Romano and segue into cuckold situations. Doug, that's from Buck Swope, and that's what we have for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. What you got?
Buck Swope, nice little email this morning. Because he had 3 submissions, I'm going to go with Brian Hinchin. I think between the 3 different emails, he probably had the best line.
No, that's why he doesn't get a vote, because he just sent in too many.
Oh.
I'm going to go with Kevin Miller.
Oh, are you?
I'm going with JV Golf Coach, so now we have to go to the Speaker of the House.
Is it me now?
No, you're always the Speaker of the House.
I'm going to go JV Golf Coach.
Dang!
JV Golf Coach is
the best one.
The Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Yeah, the Kevin Segrist and Seth Maness 10th anniversary Tommy John surgery.
That'd be good to have.
That's going to be a great bobblehead. Time for us to shut it down.
Safe travels,
Chris
homie.
Kerber. Thank you so much. Chris Kerber will be doing Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. Jackson and I will be back in the 101 ESPN studios on Monday. I'll be back in St. Louis in the Michelob Ultra studios on Monday for TMA as well. QFTA will make a glorious return next week as well. Send your emails in for QFTA and your erotic stories. TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL. Anything is welcome for QFTA. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for KG and O-Town, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
This is Doug Biggs from the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm, and